Do the starting.
Why are you playing Elon Musk? Don't understand. He's playing Elon Musk. Well, welcome back for another exciting adventure of Storm King's Thunder. It is me, your DM, Michael. Yeah, so stuff happened last week. We're gonna move forward. People almost died, and that's the end of it. No, but in all honesty, last week the party, much to the dismay of some individuals, assaulted a Viking longship in the hopes of finally procuring their Griffin flight team to allow them to travel rather swiftly toward Everland in pursuit of a Harper agent who is a supposed expert in giants. As the assault on the ship began, they were trying, in some regards, some of the individuals to be stealthy and move through the ship in a way as to not be seen. Though it was quickly apparent that the giant captain of this longship was indeed aware of their presence and was trying to do much of the same of being inconspicuous while gaining a foothold against the party. Well, one thing led to another. Kaz died twice. Danvers died once. Bearfane didn't take a single hit. And one Ogilvy got into a raging match with said giant individual. Through some harrowing events and some clutch maneuvers by Bearfane, the party in turn defeated said giant and its Winter Wolf, leading towards successfully clearing out the giant infestation in Fireshear. Upon further investigation of the ship, the party found a decent hoard of gold, some magical items, and Kaz, on his way out, decided it was in his best interest to try and burn the ship down, which took a moment, as the wood was not catching as fast as he would have preferred, but it was still catching, and thus there is a burning giant longship in the port of Fireshear, as the party and their cohorts, who had cleared out the town of Fireshear, met up at Deshar's Roost. Through a party to honor the dead, some events transpired through the night for some individuals, and other individuals took an evening to themselves to further contemplate what the fuck was going on with themselves. And that is where we pick up, is the following morning. Come to those of you who chose to partake in the libations of the evening may or may not, at your discretion, have gotten a little carried away and be hung over. Danvers, either way, had a pleasant evening, one way or the other. At the moment, Ogilvy is nowhere to be found, nor is his Griffin, who may or may not turn up later. We shall see. So the following morning, you all come to, and looking around, there is a slight frost on the ground. There are multiple individuals passed out all throughout the grounds of the roost, as you can tell, still horribly, horribly hungover or drunk. But all in all, it seems like it was a well-had celebration for those who gave their lives in defending of their home. If there's anything you would like to do before we get rolling, just let me know.
I rolled my portent. I got a 1 and an 8.
That's one really good portent and one medium portent.
Yeah. One exceptionally useful one, and we'll see.
And it depends on if you come across another one of those super powerful giants. So, is it safe to assume that nobody has anything they would like to do before we get rolling?
I want to...
I don't.
Oh, sorry, Bearfane.
No, it's okay. You were going first.
I want to kind of take Kaz to the side, with Bearfane, just kind of like away from the townsfolk people, and I know that last night you were pretty frustrated by the nature of the celebration and the people's reaction to what had happened. I want you to know that I think you're right, that they should have just left. Um, Indeed, the lives they were celebrating were lives wasted. But I also want to make sure that you know that we did the right thing by staying and helping.
I'm not so sure.
I mean, I don't think our presence was the catalyst that they needed to stay here and fight for their town. Without us, there would have been an even greater waste of life. I'm not expecting you to agree with me necessarily, but I guess I just wanted to see if I could help you see it a different way.
I see what you are saying, but I still nearly died for this.
I did as well. Yeah. I mean, it was stupid. um, but I don't know. I guess as we continue down this path, I feel like we're gonna find more and more things where not always is the smartest thing the only right thing to do.
Well, perhaps we can get better at convincing people of smarter paths.
Hopefully, yeah. I have a feeling that this is probably not the last giant infiltration of a village we're gonna run across before this thing is done. And I clap Bearfane on the back and I say, "We're just lucky we had this guy with us."
I owe you much.
You guys have helped me out plenty in the past. It was just my turn to have a good day instead of what normally happens to me. So,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been keeping score, but I'd say you and I are probably about square now. Well, we're still in agreement that traveling to Everland while we have the Griffins is probably our best bet, right? Since it's the furthest that we'll probably have to go, and this is probably the quickest way we'll be able to do it.
Maybe our only time to fly.
yep.
Okay. Let's go see then if Tashara is ready or if she needs us to do anything to help get ready to leave. If you guys didn't have anything else.
Where was Mirabar on the map?
Mirabar is
not.
like northeast of Luskin, yeah. That was the other place that I have written down, right? That there was potential for like magic weapons there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You guys want to have traveled far to the east and slightly southward towards Everland,
Right.
east of the Evermoors. In case anyone has forgotten.
Yes. Okay. I'm good.
All right. Well, as you were all having this conversation, you notice that some individuals have been progressively rousing. Some wake up, look around, and just lay back down. They are exhausted from the previous day's events and are enjoying the bit of a break that they are currently having. As you have looked around, Dashara does not seem to be anywhere presently visible, but you do all make note that there seems to be a warm glow coming from the roost house for the griffins. Shortly thereafter, as you guys begin working your way towards the roost house, I would assume,
Mhm.
would that be a safe assessment? You make note that Gameth walks out, gives you all a nod, gathers up his things, and begins heading back towards town without a word. Seems like he's got some work to do and he's going to get to it. This is his home, and, well, if it's destroyed, he's going to rebuild it, and no hangover will stop him.
It's okay. It's probably for in Kaz's best interest that we don't start another conversation about this whole thing.
Um, as you all enter the Griffin Roost House, you make note that there are currently your 5 griffins. They're already saddled, prepared. Deshara is tending to hers, which I forget the name of it off the top of my head.
They have names?
Hers did for sure, and I'm drawing a blank on it right now.
What did you say, Scott?
I didn't write them down if we did.
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
Screecher. That was the name of hers.
Okay.
And it is the Alpha Griffin. I did not explicitly give you guys names for the other griffins because nobody asked.
Yeah.
If you would like to know them at some point, I can definitely give them to you.
Yeah.
Kaz
No.
doesn't like giving animals names.
Are you like asking their names? Is that right? Or you just call them by their?
If they have one to offer, yeah.
Okay.
But if they don't name themselves, he doesn't.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
right.
I forgot to remove Henry from my list of mounts. Rip Henry. Killed by a dragon.
So you would all like to know their associated names, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. The one that Danvers is on is known as Kiwi.
I like it.
All right. Bearfane gets one that is referred to as Angel. And the one that Kaz is on is known as Rocky. Well, because of his personality.
Great.
And Kaz got one that is named Coco.
That's Ogilvy's name. Ogilvy's ones.
Yeah, Ogilvy.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. On D&D Beyond, you know how like you can click to like roll the dice for a given thing.
Yeah.
For damage rolls, you can when you right click, one of the options is critical hit.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Oh. You all are basically at this point standing in the door of the roost house, watching Deshara tend to Screecher, making sure everything's secured, lashed on, making sure all the supplies are loaded up on the various griffins for various reasons. She
Okay.
has not made note of your presence yet.
I'll just clear my throat. Which
with
sounds, sorry, just to flavor it, sounds a little bit like Rolling Thunder.
smell a little ozone as you do it. As you do that, she turns around and looks you all over and goes, "Well, morning. You all look a little worse for the wear, but I was wondering when you would all wake up, as we've been burning daylight for a little while now. When would you like to leave?"
Yesterday.
We're ready as soon as you are. We took care of a little business before heading to the roost house, but we're here to see if there's any other prep work that needs to be done before we take off, set sail. I don't know what the term is, but
Use whatever you like. It doesn't much matter. Well,
take wing. Yeah, I like that one. Take wing.
well, seeing as you all are ready and have given me ample time to prepare our mounts for travel, sleeping in a little bit, we are welcome to leave at any chance you get. With that, she begins to lead the various griffins out of the roost house. They are all following in suit behind Screecher, so it is a rather easy thing to do. You all are welcome to take the reins as they walk past, or wait till you get outside. Your relative choices.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Kiwi's reins as he walks past and just kind of like pat him on the kind of like be close to him and like pat him on the other side of his head and just be like, listen, we have a long journey, and if we take care of each other, it's gonna be a lot easier. I will look out for you. I hope that you'll look out for me.
Make a animal handling check for me.
Okay. That's a D12. Just grab that. That's a 4.
Okay, he takes a little nip at your hand as you put it on the side of his head as you seem to have caught him off guard. Gives you a little bit of a headbutt, and for lack of a better term, is kind of dragging you along like he's ready to go. He knows what this means, being all saddled up, that Screecher's coming out, and
Okay.
they're not dumb creatures. They're distinctly aware of what has happened.
We definitely
last
understand
day.
each other. I think we have an understanding.
Um,
I just want to speech of beast and leaf with mine and just say, just please don't knock me off while we're in the air.
he kind of does like that proud horse prance deal as he's coming out. Like he remembers what happened before, and he's enjoying the memory.
Good. You acknowledge I can kill you at any time. Good. The deference that Rocky needed.
So if Bearfane has nothing he would like to do, you all make your way out. Mount up. And since it is still relatively new to you guys, you've only had, a few days of training, just make a animal handling check for liftoff and we'll go from there. All right.
Nice.
Danvers.
And 14.
All right. Deshara mounts up on Screecher, takes off into the air without incident. Danvers, you follow suit like it's second nature to you. Bearfane.
22.
You almost are a little bit of a show-off because, well, Angel basically gets a running leap and does a couple bounces and then just whoosh, shoots past Danvers to get up right next to Screecher. All right. Kaz.
18.
All right.
Wow.
Seems like your acknowledgement of the fact that Rocky can and may just kill you seems to set him at ease, and he just gives a slight crouch, and the strength of his legs is almost surprising in this instant as he just launches up into the air, and the beat of his wings gets you right up next to Danvers without incident.
I love when the dice supports the narrative.
Again, that little prance and show off. He's happy with the situation at the moment. So, as you all take to the air, your griffins, without any real input from you guys at this point, are following Screecher and listening to what Deshara is having to say and the turns she's making and the ascents and descents. And as you guys make a lap around Fire Shear, as she is wont to do before leaving, you make note that the Viking longship, at least the top side of it, is showing a great deal of scorch marks. There are heavy amounts of charring. There is black smoke that seems to be pouring out from underneath. The mast has all but fallen over into the water. It seems like once the ship got going, it got going.
I point to the ship and in the animal speech say, "I did that."
Rocky almost bucks a little bit, like he's, rebuttaling to you. Yeah, right. Of course you did.
This is the most
But not
unlikely
enough
hero
to
duo.
not enough to really throw you off or anything. Just kind of that smart-ass remark of, yeah, sure you did. As you fly over the town, you make note of the multiple giant corpses that still litter the streets, multiple destroyed buildings, and small fires that seem to have either started or been burning from the assault on the town. People have begun to make their way back into Fireshear and have begun clearing out rubble and rebuilding, and you can kind of hear the drone of hammers and various tools working as you make a low pass over. The townsfolk give you all a wave as you fly past, and without incident, you are able to begin your trek southeastward towards Everland. So, can I get somebody to make a perception check for me as we're going?
Uh-oh.
Oh, 21.
All right.
What did you get, Scott?
9.
Nice.
I got a 5.
Let me just check something because I don't remember off the top of my head.
I just realized I have a plus 10 to damage rolls now, if it's within 10 feet.
To what rolls?
Damage?
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
I have a plus 7 normally because the 4 from strength and the 3 from proficiency. Um, or is that... Wait, no, the proficiency isn't involved in the damage rolls, right? It's just attack rolls. Never mind. It's plus 7, not plus 10.
Drawing a blank on this. Do you anybody remember what the travel rules are for like horses and mounts and shit? Because I'm drawing a blank on it.
Like distance?
Yeah.
If you go to, I think it's in movement in the player's handbook. I don't remember off the top of
It's
my
got
head.
some. Yeah, and I'm drawing a blank on it, and I just looked it up earlier. That's what's bugging me.
At one point, we had a horse thing.
Yeah, that's in the Eberron Coast campaign.
It
Movement.
I don't remember.
Travel. There's a travel pace table apparently, and that is activity while traveling, maybe. See threats. Uh, oh, here's the table. Okay, I got it. What are you looking for specifically?
What are the rules for it?
Um, so basically, like normal travel is like 24 miles per day, but it says certain special amounts such as Pegasus or Griffin allow you to travel more swiftly. The Dungeon Master's Guide contains more information, on special methods of travel. So there you go. Check out the DMG.
Or special methods of travel.
Love when your brain craps on you all of a sudden.
Big pooping.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There we go.
You find it?
No, I was even having trouble finding the DMG on the list right now. I'm having one of them days.
uh,
special travel pace. Multiply your hourly, but the number.
In an hour, you can
Brain.
move a number of miles equal to your speed divided by 10. So it's 8 miles an hour is what we're traveling because the Griffin's flight speed is 80 feet per round.
So 8 miles per hour.
Typically 8 hours of travel a day. So 64 miles.
All right, thank you.
That's 8 times 8, right, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. My math is always sus.
So
fast pace. So fast or slow pace is a 1/3 above or below.
So 64 miles. If you guys are going to attempt to make a straight line, which I would assume you would do,
Yeah, I think.
would place you guys right about there for a day's worth of travel. As you guys are traveling, you do make note that as you pass through the landscape and you notice the river that is heading kind of from the Clathen Vale southward, that there seems to be another giant longship that has managed to beach itself as it was going up the river. Danvers is the first one to make note of this and sees that, for the most part, the giants have made up a kind of beachhead around the ship, fortified it a little bit, but it doesn't seem like they're venturing out too far at the moment. So, as you all come to land for the evening at about that appropriate location, the griffins take to the ground, unmount. You guys go through your due diligence of releasing the saddles, setting them off to the side, taking the bags off, going through the motions of setting up a camp for the evening, making sure the griffins are fed their meats of, various different animals as you continue your, evening routine for traveling via griffin. Is there anything you all would like to do before either setting up watch, bedding down for the evening, anything of that nature?
Just ritual. I'm gonna run the alarm around the camp.
So when we were flying over that large river inlet, I don't know if any of you guys saw that, but there was another one of those longships that had beached apparently on its way up the river. From what I could tell, at least, the giants were just forming a beachhead and laying low for the time being. I don't know if that's something that we'll have to deal with at some point or whatever, but I suppose if there's another giant attack on Fire Shear, Luskin, or Hundlestone, we probably shouldn't be surprised.
Fire Shear is done if they get hit again.
Yeah, but I mean, also to consider if those giants are as emaciated as the ones that did come to Fire Shear, we're probably not. I mean, they're probably not going to be able to travel far from their ship anyway. Unless they eat that wolf of theirs.
So, would you all care to be setting up watch for the evening, or what would you like to do?
I can take first watch.
I'll take second.
I'll take either of the others. Let's say third.
And Deshara will take the fourth watch. All right. So, Danvers, may I get you to make a perception check for your watch for me?
Sure, that's a 14.
All right. As you are taking a look around for your evening, the fire is being well kept as everyone didn't want to freeze their asses off as the night, up this far north can be a little chilly at times. Looks like Jay has joined us. Wrong sheet. But nothing really seems to be catching your interest at this time.
Okay.
It's a good, quiet kind of evening. Kiwi's staying up with you. He's being a companion through your watch, seeing as you are the rider and you have a rapport with him. He figures, what's the worst that can happen besides staying up and seeing what's going on? He's kind of curious at what you are doing, but beyond that, nothing of interest happens.
Cool.
All right. Bearfane, may I get your perception check for me?
15, 1-5.
All right. As your watch is continuing, the fire has dwindled a little bit. You go through the routine of maintaining it. Again, when your griffin, Angel, hears you rouse, he rouses as well and, begins looking around and kind of sniffing the air. And you notice that he seems to be getting a little excited, almost energetic about something, but you aren't able to exactly identify anything that seems to pique his interest. He keeps looking at you and then he keeps looking up in the sky and kind of stamping his feet and looking back at you and looking back up in the sky, but nothing catches your interest at the moment. All right, that would roll us into Kaz. Is there anything you all would like to do at watch turnover or no?
I want to mention to Kaz that Angel seemed very anxious about something that may or may not have been something flying through the sky at the time. Um, I was never able to really identify what it was. I couldn't tell what was going on, but he was definitely very uh, restless during the watch.
Okay, I will keep an eye out.
All right. Kaz, what did you get for your watch?
Well, I am going to go back and lay down with my eyes closed. I'm just going to be the Raven for the watch. I rolled a
Okay.
nat 20, so it's a 23 total.
All right. As you are spending the time in your Raven, you do make note on a few occasions that Rocky does seem to smack you upside the head. It's like he's trying to get your attention for something and doesn't understand that you're in the Raven. As your Raven is flying around, though, you make note that off to the almost due west, there is a shadow flying through the night sky, making a beeline towards you guys. After a little while and sending your griffin a little further, or not your griffin, your raven a little further off to take a look, you make note that it is Ogilvy, half asleep on Coco, making his way towards you guys. Easily enough. So that seems to be the point of interest that Angel was probably piqued up about. Probably what Rocky is trying to get your attention about, that, the following Griffin is finally catching up, and hey, you might want to be aware of this. They don't like losing their kin. But
Hey guys, were we supposed to take a left or right at Iron Master?
I don't even know.
Needless to say, I did one of those. I don't recommend it. Only fire brandy up there. Only. It's just a town built on fire brandy.
Where was this again?
But that is the conversation that is had as Ogilvy lands near the end of your watch, Kaz.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Scores. That's a lovely, lovely trip. The turbulence was only a little bit nauseating.
You hand over to Dashara. She makes note that Coco and Ogilvy have arrived and gone, well, it was about time those two caught up.
Oh, its
Anything of
name is.
interest, Gaz?
Oh, its name was Coco. I've been calling it Scorch the entire time. Short for
Well,
Skyhorse.
well, I wonder why he wasn't listening to you then.
Yeah. The other guys don't either.
But if there is anything else you would like to tell her before watch turnover and Ogilvy is able to finish his long rest as Coco took over the flying for a little while and allowed Ogie to sleep.
As soon as I get done saying that, I fall straight on my chest and sleep.
No, yeah, I'm good. Just hand off the watch.
All right. As you turn over and fall back into your rest, you all come to the next morning. Again, she has once again prepped your griffins for taking off in the morning as, well, she was on watch and needed something to do to pass the time, so she made sure that all of the griffins were fed, cleaned, brushed, ready to go for the morning, waiting for you all to wake up. As you all come to, she looks at you and goes, well, they are ready to leave whenever you are, and, well, we're welcome to get back to the air as, well, griffins are a creature of the air and they don't enjoy being on the ground longer than necessary.
Fair enough. Portend. 2 and 19.
Those are two good ones.
Those are excellent.
So if there's no conversation to be had with Ogilvy like was had with the other members the day before, you are all welcome to begin your trek eastward.
I forget, Ogilvy, if you can remind me, was Ogilvy frustrated by the situation in Fireshear also, like Kaz was?
Don't remember.
That would be a
Ogilvy?
question for Ogilvy.
All right, I need some context here.
So Kaz was mad, basically, or frustrated that A, the people were celebrating a bunch of their villagers dying when they could have just left the village, and B, that we almost died trying to help them save their village instead of leaving the village, like was the logical thing to do.
I don't think frustrated would have been the right word. I think he would have seen Fireshear as just like a town that's all about just dealing with the most immediate threat and not looking at the long game as well. And seeing people like celebrating, he kind of understood why, but at the same time, he's just like, this is just another step forward for us. Like there's nothing for us specifically to celebrate, and that's why he left.
Oh, okay, I got you. Then I will not give Ogilvy the same attempted pep talk that I gave Kaz.
He also is just like, I mean, who do I know there? Who am I gonna fucking party with?
Right.
And the answer was Cass. I was gonna fucking not party with Cass.
All right. If there is nothing else you all would like to do in the morning, you are welcome to take off.
Let's take
Again, another animal handling check for the takeoff in the morning.
All right. Sorry for calling you Scorch for so long, but can we go to Loose Skin instead of Iron Master again?
All right, we'll start with Ogilvy. What'd you get?
I rolled 10. 9 plus 1.
All right. Well,
I'm going to Humblestone.
luckily things are getting a little bit easier as we're moving forward. You don't have the most graceful of liftoffs, but you don't have, a crash and burn. It's just kind of a general routine takeoff as Coco just does his thing, follows Screecher, and
Question: Am I trying to?
Danvers.
Yeah, am I trying to get him to lift off like a VTOL when in reality he's a propeller engine?
Well, that is your personal choice.
That is.
Danvers.
I had a 13 this time.
Okay. It is a short little trot and then kind of a smooth transition from ground to air. A little more graceful than Ogilvy was, but nothing to write home about. It still felt very routine. Barefane.
I must not have rubbed all the sleep out of my eyes because I only got a 7.
Okay. As you begin to get rolling for the morning, still waking up a little bit. The chill has you a little sluggish this morning. You go to move forward, and you pull up a little too early, and Angel just screeches to a halt, and you almost go ass over tea kettle over the reins. You stay in the saddle for the most part. It's just kind of a lurch, and it's like, okay, we've gotten that out of the way. Let's go. And then, Angel basically ignores your commands for half a second, gets up in the air, and off he goes. All right.
Someone needs to switch to 93 octane.
I just want to pat him on the back of the neck and apologize for my clumsiness.
He's just kind of doing moguls at the time, just kind of getting the rust out from the morning. It seems like he's having a rough morning also. All right, Kaz.
21.
All right. If you didn't know better, Rocky was a VTOL. He just, again, that crouch, but he shoots just straight up into the air. You're holding on. He's having a blast with it. This is exciting, not dangerous. You feel comfortable with it. You knew what he was going to do. You're getting in a groove with him. You know how he's behaving, his temperament. He's kind of a showboat. So you were prepared for it, and he's just happy that you're finally learning how to do this shit.
Why do I feel like Kaz probably has the highest animal handling skill out of all of us and somehow managed to roll the worst for all of the training sessions?
Probably true. Yeah.
He's like Paul Yulbari in a practice round. He's intentionally doing shitty, so he knows oh, when I make this mistake, here's how you correct it.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But Kaz, you get the impression that once Screecher passes on, that probably Rocky is going to be the next alpha. And Ogilvy, you're kind of slack-jawed seeing a Griffin vertical takeoff.
Yeah, but what's different?
It's magic. It was the magic that did it.
Maybe the magic was the friendship we all have between each other. And the Skybirds.
As you all are traveling for the day, anyone who is interested, you are more than welcome to make a perception check for me.
I got another 21.
All right.
Same.
New day, same rule.
I was not paying attention.
18.
Say again. Ogilvy?
18.
All right. Kaz?
5.
Kaz wasn't paying attention.
I don't have
He's
good
too high up
sky-
in the air because of the VTOL.
He's used to being up in the air with the Raven, but this is too high.
that my nuts just fell out of me feeling. Well, as you guys are traveling, you make it to about these hills here. I was on the right thing. These hills here.
Okay.
And Danvers and Barefane are the first ones to make note of this, that there seems to be a unusually shaped bird that seems to be heading northwestern towards Fireshear. It's not behaving in a manner that is indicative of normal flight.
Is it upside down?
Is it? Does that mean it's coming straight at us, or are we seeing it off to our side, going back towards where we came from?
It's kind of all over the place. Sometimes it's out over the water. Sometimes it's cut back across more inland. It's been above you, below you. It's just all over the place, but its general path of travel is northwestish.
So you're telling me that it is itself a scatter plot, but the trend is northwest.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like we should investigate this one.
I mean,
How far
Sherlock, how are we going to do that?
How far off is it?
It looks like it's probably ballparking it. If you averaged its altitude with you guys, looks like it's probably about a mile or two off from you guys at this time.
Are we going to have to
Do
fly back to Fireshear?
do I notice whether or not Angel is paying attention to this thing? Does it seem out of the ordinary for him if he's noticed it?
Make a perception. Well, what would be a good one for this? Thinking about it, make
Make
an
a-
animal handling check to kind of get a feel of him.
Make a birdception
17.
check.
All right. You notice that Angel definitely has been keeping eyes on it. He doesn't seem distraught by it, more kind of curious. Occasionally you see him kind of drifting off towards it and then coming back behind Screecher, but he doesn't seem to feel threatened, just curious.
Does this thing seem to be getting further away, or it's just kind of all over the place, but not really getting any further? Does that make sense?
It's kind of all over the place, slowly moving northwest, but not really making any progress in that general direction.
My follow-up question is, so we are at those hills there just northwest of Luskin. Can you like show like where this thing is in relation to us currently?
Yeah, give me a second. I gotta do a distance check to see about how far he'd be. I mean, he'd be basically right under your guys'
It's
dot.
something
Like,
like a mile, so like that's very, very.
yeah, it's pretty damn close.
Okay.
Like, if you guys are the center of it, he's probably that white dot to the east. Would probably be a good
Okay.
approximation.
Hey,
Yeah.
Deshara, is this what happens when you fly on Flamebeard's firebrandy?
I've heard some people tend to imbue alcohol while at high altitudes, and it causes some interesting effects. But I prefer to fly sober.
Imbue, like they just meld the bottle into their body, or imbibe?
Yes, in vibe.
Haha, I did a smart thing. I did a smart thing.
Deshara, is there any way that we can like push things a little bit further so we can check this thing out? I mean, whatever it is, maybe it needs help, or maybe it's just some people who have created a flying machine and they need to be clipped.
Yes, easily enough. We can go investigate this thing. It has definitely piqued my interest at the very least. So, you all make a slight detour. It's not very far from where you guys were generally traveling. And as you get closer and closer, you notice that this is a triangle shape. And the closer you get, you notice that it's got like a bamboo frame around it. And then at one point when it turns, you see a small humanoid hanging on a crossbar from the bottom of it.
It's a hang
And the
glider?
closer and closer you get, you begin to hear screaming.
It's a,
Broken thing.
it's a rogue hang glider.
As you finally get within a couple hundred feet, you make note that this is a hang glider with a gnome strapped to it who does not know how to control this thing and is screaming about getting down. And every time he seems to try and figure something out, he catches either an updraft or a crosswind and makes a sharp turn or incline or decline, and he's just all over the place.
Excuse me, sir. Are you the famed inventor Tony Pobar?
Who the fuck is Tony Pobar?
Oh, he was a barbarian of legend. He loves to hit people in the nuts. Were you him?
No, I'm Corgi Tinker Wanderer, and I want off this godforsaken contraption and back on the ground.
So Danvers is going to shout this, but I'm not going to shout it. Danvers says, do you think you can hold it steady long enough for one of us to get under you?
I don't even know how this thing works. I didn't build it. I just agreed to test it.
Alright, first off, there's a story here, and before we get you out of this, I need to hear every excruciating detail.
We're all flying. He has no control of the first. I need to hear what happened here.
I want to make sure we're not being bamboozled.
Um,
Is your name really Icarus?
he's about to go into the story and then catches a downdraft, and he drops probably 100, 200 feet, and all you hear is screaming.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear any of that. Can you start over?
Orgim Lightcord built this contraption, asked me to help him test it, and I can't get down. I want
I'm-
down.
When he
Well,
says
that's
down,
pretty
does it
simple.
dip more?
In fact, it goes back up.
Uh,
Do the
Have you
opposite
tried
of
saying
that.
up?
Yeah, yell up.
Yells up, and it basically makes a 90-degree cut to the right.
Okay, that didn't help. Now say left.
Left, it stalls.
Okay, good.
That's
That's
down.
something. Keep saying left.
That's down.
He's plummeting, kind of rolls over on his back, and then it catches a crosswind again and levels off for half a second.
yeah,
All
flying
right,
this along
maybe
the
that
coast was
didn't
a
do what I
terrible
thought it
idea.
did. What about
Um,
right? We didn't try right yet. Is right land?
I say to Kiwi, I say, what do you think? Do you think we can get under him and let him drop onto us?
Make an animal handling
Or
check.
what if we
Okay.
have our griffins grab both ends of either wing and just hold on to it, and then we control it for him until we can get him safely to the ground?
I mean, that makes more sense, but wouldn't the inventor guy be really mad when we break his invention due to Griffin clause? I mean, property rights are like 9/10 of the law based off of what I just made up.
I think if he tries to get in these griffins' faces for wrecking his machine, he'll regret that decision.
All right, that's fair. That's the other 10th of the law. Don't fuck with Griffins.
Don't fuck.
But Danvers, with your animal handling check, Kiwi just kind of rocks his wings back and forth, kind of like I don't know, he might fall.
I want to say to Rocky, get me close.
All right, make an animal handling check for me. With advantage for this one because you're talking directly to him in Griffin, and you guys are starting to build a good repertoire.
That is a +3, 14.
Okay. He basically makes a hard bank towards this thing, and he's basically wingtip to wingtip with him right now.
I'm like near the control area, the person thing.
He dips down a little bit and slides over, and all you see is that there's really no controls to this thing. It's your stereotypical hang glider. It's, that kind of crossbar, and you shift your weight to kind of make it work and work with the wind, and there doesn't seem to be any discernible controls to it.
I want to try to grab the bar.
Okay. Make a dexterity check for me to try and grab this thing while you guys are flying.
I remember this. So it's a 20 total.
All right. You easily enough grab onto the bar on either sides of our Corgi's hands. And you are basically keeping pace with this thing as it's moving. Occasionally you feel it jerk left or right, but you're holding it relatively steady.
I just want to try to, let the griffin take it, maybe? I'm just the connector between the griffin and the glider.
Okay.
Maneuver.
Basically, at this point, you're getting a feel that kind of the griffin and the glider are fighting each other a little bit, and you either need to make the griffin take control, and you need to try and hold on for dear life, or get the griffin to grab onto it and control it that way.
Hey, Kaz, what if you try spinning around really fast and the blood rush goes up to Corgi's head and he falls unconscious for a little bit, but you don't?
What?
So I don't want to say that this is exactly what's happening because fuck if I know, but it seems like his spastic motions are making life more difficult for you. So what if he was just temporarily but safely unconscious as fuck, so that you're the only one steering?
Can I control this?
If only there was a spell that you did that would
Creatures
make
you
things
choose.
fall
Okay.
asleep.
It is creatures I choose. I'm gonna cast sleep.
Okay. That is a wisdom saving throw.
Nope, it's
Nope. I just
5d8.
roll. I just roll some eights.
Okay, roll away.
And if he covers it, we good.
Oh, 8, 16, 20. And then 2 more. Yeah. 28, 30 total.
All right.
I rolled 3 eights.
He does not seem like he is that hardy of an individual, and he passes out and is basically hanging there by a heavy leather cord that is strapped to the back of the harness that he is in.
I forgot to consider he might fall out.
He's just kind of swinging back and forth, hanging there, just. But
Oh,
he.
oh, I thought we were just stealing the hang glider. We wanted him to live. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, we're heroes. This is what we do. All right, cool. I'm glad that worked out.
And now I'm just gonna hang on for dear life.
All right, are you just gonna try and keep cruising with this thing, or are you gonna try and bring him down? What are you gonna try and do?
I want to try to help bring it with us where we are trying to go.
Okay. How long does sleep last?
1 minute,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, 1 minute.
You guys still have about half a day's worth of travel left to where you were gonna go.
Mhm.
So he's passed out. You're able to control the hang glider now. Um, After about a minute of this, he starts coming to, and then he begins spastically flailing because he thought he was just having a bad dream. And you are beginning to have to fight this hang glider and this panicking gnome. So I need you to make a dexterity saving throw to hold on to this thing.
Wait. He saw this and uses 2.
I'm not gonna do that. You said Dex saving throw?
Yes.
17.
Okay. Luckily, he is not a very strong individual. You managed to have him wake up in a point where there aren't many wind currents, and you are able to maintain your grip on this hang glider as he is slowly starting to calm back down.
Just enjoy the ride.
I don't like flying. I want down. How do birds do this?
Actually, I don't know how birds do this. Does anybody know?
The raven just caws.
Is he saying left?
So, is there anything else anybody would like to try, or would you like to continue bringing this gnome with you?
Should I cut the cord?
No. Remember, we're heroes.
Who
I
said
know
that?
when we get back to Luskin, we'd be like, oh man, like we missed him too. And nobody would know the difference, but we would know.
I vote we take him with us.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't tried to actively attack us yet.
He'll probably pass out from the altitude sooner or later.
Just dive bomb a little bit, get the G-forces on him. He'll sleep again.
Okay. Well, seeing as you all are taking him with you, after a short while and begging and pleading to be brought down and wanting to go down and bargaining and offering, the country and everything included in it to get him down on the ground, he finally hyperventilates himself to passing out. And he remains that way for the rest of your travel throughout the day. Wakes up, hyperventilates, passes out.
Do you think he
That
could
just-
really give us any of the things he offered?
I mean, if he can't, we just increase altitude.
But,
I'm really
as-
confused as to what our end goal is here, but I don't really care enough to ask.
I think the goal is to save him and inconvenience ourselves as little as possible.
No, that's Now that you put it that way.
But as you all are continuing traveling, you make a pass near Luskin, and you make note that there is a large black billowing cloud coming out of the harbor of Luskin.
Oh, jeez.
Someone else set a longship on fire.
Let's hope it's that and not the city.
If you all would like to investigate further, you can detour slightly to fly over Luskin and investigate further, or you can continue on your path.
What I would like to do
Oh.
is cast Arcane Eye. If we're within, how long would that be? 30 feet times 10 is 300.
Yeah, basically you guys are just on the outskirts of Luskin, basically flying over the suburbs of it.
I think that's 18,000 feet. I want to make sure it goes far enough. 'Cause it's 30 feet around, and you get 10 of those a minute, and there's 60 minutes in an hour. That's 18,000 feet. So like 3 miles, 3.5 miles, something like that.
Mhm.
Are we within like 3 miles?
Yeah, we can say you're within about 3 miles.
Okay, in that case, I will cast Arcane Eye, and I'm just going to move it closer and closer to the city.
Okay, as you begin moving it closer and closer to the city, you do make note through your arcane eye. Well, let me look that up real fast just to make sure.
I have never heard of this before, so I'm quite curious.
It's an invisible magical eye that I receive the information mentally, and it looks in every direction. And there's no limit how far away it can move. But it's like 30 feet around is how far I can move it.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough then. As you're looking through it, you focus in and train yourself onto the source of the smoke. And you see another giant longship basically crashed into the Bay of Luskin. But you make note that there are roughly 20 massive charred corpses laying on the deck of this burning giant longship. And,
Oh, I was right.
Make an Arcana check for me.
Okay. It's decent. 18.
All right. With that, you're able to discern that there are multiple and varied impacts of fireball spell after fireball spell on the deck of this ship. Just like a group of mages just firebomb this ship before the giants were even able to unload themselves.
More of the giants should have gone to Luskin. They can defend themselves.
With that, you basically see, people have begun migrating towards the ship, attempting to put the fire out, salvage what they can from it and from the giants, but there's really no discernible damage to the town beyond the port where the ship had crashed into it.
I just relay what I saw to everybody.
And if nobody has any interest in pursuing that further, we can continue towards the end of your day.
Can I So I know Danvers has done a lot of traveling. Can I like make a history check to see if I know what group might have been responsible for that? I mean, I know as a player who it is, but
Yeah, for it.
okay. Probably not with a 7.
Let's see if this thing's going to cooperate for me. There we go. With a 7, you do know that there are mages that are based in the city of Luskin, but the exact group kind of evades you at the moment.
Okay. Um, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but since that situation seems well in hand, I don't think we need to stop.
Seems like they have it covered.
Yeah, if there was nothing that we needed to get in that city or town, and yeah, we can bypass it.
I know we had
Let's see
talked
what they-
about stopping there to get information, but that was before we were going to have the opportunity to fly.
Yes.
Wasn't there some sort of person there, possibly?
That was...
I was looking. I don't have anything written down, I don't think.
I didn't write the word Luskin anywhere.
That wasn't where we were going to encounter the captain of that ship, or was it?
Oh, there was a chance of that. Inerva
In there about
Coldwater.
Coldwater?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess maybe we should stop and just double check because we can deliver the letter at least, and that we can be like, "Hey, we're in the middle of like flying around, but we can use a favor later if you're willing to give us one."
All right, so what would the party like to do? Would they like to make their pit stop in Luskin to see if Coldwater is there at the moment? Or would you like to continue your trek onward?
How much more of a trek did we have left? As if we're not
Basically,
giving up a whole lot of travel, then I guess we could stop.
you would be
We're like right there.
making about 15, 16 more miles, so you would lose about a third of, or about a quarter of a day's worth of travel if you stopped in Luskin.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I really don't think we should pass up the opportunity to keep a contact if it could be beneficial down the road.
Yeah, I think I vote that we stop. I'm not super confident, but I think that's my vote. Anyone
Well,
opposed?
I suppose it would be safe at the least.
Yeah. If it doesn't take long, maybe we can still get another 8 or so miles in.
Sure.
yeah, I don't propose we stay there long and incur another giant attack.
Yeah.
Just pop in.
Because you said it was about 16 miles that we would be losing essentially, right, Mike?
Yes.
So about 2 hours of travel, you're saying?
Yeah, give or take.
So if we didn't take particularly long in Luskin, we could potentially get another hour of travel in? I guess that's kind of a half question for you, half question for Tashara.
You would be able to get another hour of travel in.
Okay.
Depending on how long you take and, what Luskin may or may not hold for you.
Yeah. I guess we would want to probably stop as close to the docks as possible so that we can maybe talk to the dock master and find out if the dancing wave is currently docked.
All right. So as you guys deviate, you begin approaching the docks, and you can see that there are some people that are on edge as you begin approaching, assuming that it may be a second attack. You find a relatively clear dock that doesn't seem to be in use, has a very low group of people around, and easily enough make a landing there and are able to unmount from your griffins. As you do so, there are a number of individuals who come running up, going, "Hey, what are you doing here? You don't, these things don't belong here. Get them out of here. We're a dock. We're trying to repair and get back into business. If you're not here to help, leave."
Um,
Rude.
We're
Mhm.
we're not planning on staying long. We're just looking for a ship. Can you direct us to the dock master?
Yeah. Just don't stay long. We got to get this cleared up and ready to go, and this is one of the few good docks we have left.
Hold on.
You're
Specifically, how when do we start talking about long? Like if we're there for 3 minutes, is that okay?
Not the line of questioning I would pursue.
Just be quiet. You just do what you need and leave. If you're here after an hour, I'm going to take possession of your birds.
Uh,
Deshara looks at him and goes, "I'd like to see you try."
As I say, I welcome you to try. Just point us in the direction of the dock master. We'll be out of your hair. I doubt 5 griffins are going to make much of a difference to the dock that was blown up by fireballs.
He grumbles to himself, points to kind of a hardy lighthouse near kind of the center of the dock region, and says, "You're looking for a half-elf named Ronald Wheatflow. He's in charge of the docks. If he's going to have any information about your stupid boat, that'd be where I'd look."
Can I also, yeah, if you might not want to call boats stupid when you're a harbor employee. It might make it like slightly less employable.
Your boat is stupid because you're on griffins. It's a stupid boat when you have griffins.
That's right, because I always figured that Waterdeep was stupid for having a navy because they had an air force.
Maybe he's saying that griffins make stupid boats?
or maybe, or is it boats make stupid griffins? Look,
He
I
gives you
am
guys
not
the
willing.
bird and walks away.
I'm not willing to leave his side until we figure out what he meant.
He starts running from Ogilvy, hauling ass.
No more questions.
Well, guys, that went well.
Yeah, let's go find Wheatflow.
As you make your way through the docks, some of the local guards make note of, some strangers showing up. As you approach the heavy doors to this rather robust lighthouse, a hardy-looking individual stops you at the door and goes, "What's your business here?"
We're here to.
We're looking for Wheatus.
Just so you know, he doesn't like being called that. Brings back bad childhood memories.
That's fair. We're looking for the dock master. We just have a question to ask of him if the ship is currently docked here.
All right, give me a minute. He goes in, he knocks on the door, you hear it unlatch, goes inside, you hear the door relatch, and, you start waiting a little while, looking around. People are definitely working their asses off to get this ship taken care of, get it cleared out, stripping materials from it to rebuild the docks. After about 5-10 minutes, he returns to the door and goes, "All right, Dockmaster will see you now. He's at that main desk right through the doors." So, knocks on the door again, gets opened up. As you enter, it's
Such tight security.
a simple stone building. It's stone, mortar. It's well built. The walls are actually thicker than you would have expected. It's kind of in that weird transition place between the bad northern storms and the bad southern storms, so it kind of gets fucked by both.
Man, if we had security like this in Core's campaign, we wouldn't need heroes at all.
Probably.
Sitting at the desk, you see a relatively young-looking half-elf individual, but you can tell that he is older than most humanoids would be at the time. He's got cropped, braided blonde hair and gray eyes, kind of rough, darkish brown, red skin. Um, he doesn't seem like he would be exceptionally tall. He looks a little beefier built than most elven individuals, but not as robust as humans can be. So for a half elf, he is rather stout. He looks you all over and goes, yes, what can I do for you? I hear you need some assistance.
Hail and well met, Russell.
Ronald.
Ronald.
Ronald,
What did I say?
something
said
else to start
Ronald.
with an R. I think it was Rutherford. We're looking for a ship called the Dancing Wave. We have a letter to deliver to Enerva Coldwater. Is that ship currently docked here in Luskin?
If you give me a moment, I'll go check my records, and I will be right back with you.
Certainly.
All right, Richie.
It's Ricardo.
He grumbles something under his breath as he walks into a back room, and you hear books being pulled out, and more books being pulled out, and more books being pulled out. He finally returns and goes, Captain Coldwater and the Dancing Wave haven't been in Luskin in over a year.
Oh, jeez.
That is not good.
So they're due back then.
Well, we haven't gotten word of any contracts from the Dancing Wave. We haven't gotten any word from any other ships of seeing the Dancing Wave.
Well,
All right, well, I guess the last known location of Waterdeep might be more telling than we thought. All right, well, it was Rick Water Chestnut, right? That was
Ronald Wheatflow,
thank you for your time, Reginald.
get the fuck out.
Reginald
as
Waterfall.
As I head out the door, it's like, oh, he didn't like being called Wheatus because it rhymes with Weenus. Duh, Ogilvy.
Hardo, get in here and shoot these assholes.
Russell
At,
waste paper
at
basket.
that, you
Roscoe
see
Walker
a kind of decrepit old gnome, or not gnome, halfling, come bounding down a flight of stairs with a crossbow. From what you can tell, he is essentially blind, as a crossbow bolt gets shot into one of the crossbeams in the ceiling.
Oh no, you got me real good. Ah, I shall never survive from this clearly deadly crossbow bolt.
I used to be an
Oh, this is
adventurer
poisonous. Nice
until an
job.
arrow to the knee.
You killed my friend.
As I just
With
fall
that-
onto my chest.
Let's see. 2, 3. There's 4 of you, so that would be Bearfane. What's your AC?
18, I believe.
Okay. Crossbow bolt comes flying at your chest plate, and basically you turn just in time as it glances off and mounts itself into the door. Basically, the compatriots of yours drew his attention, being a blind old man, and you just happened to get caught in the crossfire.
I didn't know that all of the banter was canon. I open the door and leave.
There's a crossbow bolt sticking out of it. Bearfane took no damage. Ogilvy, Danvers, and Kaz are assholes and got Bearfane shot at.
I was just trying to think of our names and and stuff that started with a W in the back, like waste paper basket.
With that, you now have
I-
your new
as-
acquired information.
Before we close the door, I want to yell in there, "Goodbye, Reese Witherspoon."
Another crossbow bolt comes flying your guys' way, just goes wide, sailing into the street, and you just hear somebody down the dock yell, "Son of a bitch!" And as you guys are making your way back to the Griffins, a group has gathered around an individual who now has a crossbow bolt sticking out of his ass.
He does not appear to be mortally wounded, correct?
No, it's a flesh wound.
So he's only missing a leg.
And an arm, and the other arm, and the other leg.
Have at thee. Well, I mean, I don't have any other business here.
No, let's mount up and take wing.
Hey, is it impolite to not remember people's names?
Only a little bit. It is bad when you intentionally make up other names.
No, like I honestly thought that his name was Russell Wheatus.
Close.
I'm sorry for getting you shot at, Bearfane, for my inability to think things.
No harm, no foul.
Okay. Let's get away before we piss more people off. Being well-intentioned but idiotic.
I don't know why, but hearing you say Wheatus again really made me chuckle. Well, okay then.
All right.
Kaz VTOLs again. Like, I feel like we're just at the point here where Kaz doesn't even need to roll. We just know he can handle his Griffin.
Seeing as it hasn't been a lot of downtime with you guys going through this, it's probably only been about an hour of getting everything squared away and the shenanigans. The Griffins take off without incident. They're still ready to work. So,
Cool.
you all are able to make it to about there for the evening.
Night.
Cool.
So-
I'll take first watch again. When that comes up.
All right. We'll get watch out of the
Second.
way. Yeah, all right. Would Kaz like to take a watch, or Ogilvy?
Sure.
No, Deshao's got it right. No, I'm just kidding. I'll take that.
Okay.
Desha, you know I'm making your chain. You know that because I remember your name.
But before you guys had actually left Luskin, she goes, "What was all that ruckus over there with the man screaming about son of a bitch in my ass?"
What you see in Luke is culturally appropriate. Whenever you think that somebody is lying, you scream out, "My ass!" and then scream like you're in intense amounts of pain because that's what lies feel like.
Interesting.
I was totally expecting you to make me roll deception on
Yeah,
this.
right.
You are more than welcome to.
Okay, I have a -1 on this. I rolled a 0. Let me show you the dice. Look at it.
Very, very
Look.
interesting.
No, get closer.
No, get closer.
Yeah, there. There's the one.
She just kind of gives you a pat on the shoulder and goes, "Yes, very true. I know these things."
I would have shouted, "My ass!"
As Danver yells, "My ass," hearing this lie.
See, it has to be true. He just did it. He just did it.
I don't think it was true before, but it definitely is now. Your lies give me hemorrhoids.
So you all settle in for the evening along the Blackford River here. And as you begin to settle in for the evening, get the Griffins stripped of their equipment again, you guys make note that there's something that is floating down the river from the north. Well, I guess it's the Mirar River at this point. You make note that there is a object that seems to be floating down from the north side of the river. Is there anybody who would like to take a look at it as it's going? You're welcome to. If not, you are more than welcome to ignore it.
I'm just gonna assume it's the next hang glider.
I'll take a look.
I looked, but I don't think I see. With
21 perception.
Dirty 20.
All right. Danvers, what'd you get?
I got a 7. I think I got distracted by a fish.
Okay. Kaz and Bearfane are the ones who make note of this. Is that it seems like a small to medium-sized carved wooden boat, toy in nature, but very impeccably built, seems to be floating downriver from upstream.
Well, at least it's not giant.
Towards us?
Yes, towards you, towards the city of Luskin.
I would like to position myself to stop it.
Okay. It is relatively close to the shore. You're able to wade out a little bit, and
You're scaring off the
easily
fish.
easily enough, you're able to acquire this medium-sized, handcrafted, impeccably built toy boat. It's probably worth only about 5 silver, well, all said and done. But I mean, for a toy, that's pretty damn expensive.
So wait, you said it was a medium-sized boat that is a toy?
Yeah, so it's probably about shoulder width in size.
Oh, okay. I assumed that like this was maybe a boat fit for a toddler when you said medium.
No, it's you could have a small one. That's yay big.
Sure.
It's, probably 1.5 feet, 2 foot in length.
So it's not quite like the cheap plastic bathroom toy boat. It's more kind of like a hobby, like
Yeah,
shipping a bottle style boat.
yeah.
Okay.
Not top of the line one of those. Kind of middle of the road.
Mhm.
Is there anything else significant, or is it just randomly floating down here, as far as I can tell?
You do make note that there seems to be a name written on it, carved in grease pen, and it is Annelith, Annaeeleth.
Jeez, that's a mouthful of. That's a lot of vowels.
I can't wait to mispronounce that.
Like no one's getting that on. Was that Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah, I'm just gonna call
There
that
you go.
Anna Elizabeth.
It's that first E that.
Anna Elizabeth's both.
I would like to. I think I can do that, right? Yeah, I'm going to use my detect magic. Looking at it, is there anything magical that I can sense about this?
You want another
and
folding
take-
boat, don't you?
In taking the time to go over this boat with your detect magic, nothing really jumps out at you. It's well made. Somebody definitely put in either the time to make this or spent a pretty penny to purchase it for somebody, but nothing magical stands out.
Okay. I just put it in the bag of hold.
All right.
What are you gonna give that to the circus to?
Gonna give you to the circus.
Fine. I'll breathe lightning for everyone. It'd be the same. Look at the freak show, covered in scales.
No, I might be able to do something, make it a little bigger, and maybe we can
Oh.
use it. I don't know.
Is she seaworthy?
I mean, it's at least river worthy.
Just asking questions I hear other people ask at this point.
Do we have to crack a very tiny bottle of champagne on it? Like
Well,
one of the
if you guys
ones
can
at a
make it bigger,
hotel.
we can maybe find like a regular sized bottle of champagne.
Well, then we'd have to do the same spell on the bottle of champagne. Oh my god, we can get drunker by just making hotel champagne bigger.
I'm surprised no one's thought of this before.
Guys, I can't wait to make you guys do this in Dungeons of the Mad Mage. You've come to the dungeon, which is a hotel minibar.
You have
You
reports
need to
of
get your
people
BAC above this level to beat the boss.
people staying in your casino bar or hotel have been magically enhancing the size of your champagne bottles.
Hey, you said it was $7 a bottle. You never said how big the bottle was.
So, as you all continue making your silly jokes throughout the evening and get prepared for watch, Danvers.
Sorry, Mike.
I don't mind. I'm enjoying it. Can I get your perception check?
21. It's the only thing I roll other than something below 10.
Okay. Nothing else seems to float down the river. You do catch your griffins jumping into the water, fishing out some fish, eating them, making a bit of a ruckus here and there. Kez, did you take fourth watch?
Sure.
Or were you going to leave that up to Dashara?
I'll do it. But again, as my raven. I dropped it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
I rolled the same thing that it was on the ground. 6.
All right. Well, luckily we're on to Bearfane next.
I only rolled a 7.
Still an improvement. We might have noticed it.
Again, all you catch throughout your watch is much of what Danvers did. The griffins occasionally jumping into the river, catching a couple fish, eating them, passing out, rinse and repeat, varying through the griffins. Looking around, nothing catches your eye. All right, Ogilvy, you are up.
All right. Last time I was thinking, man, wouldn't it be funny if I rolled a natural 1 on this lie? Now I'm trying to not think that. But instead, I rolled a 9 plus perception. That's a 10. Still an improvement. So we're getting better over time, baby.
Okay. Much of the same, except there are no griffins jumping into the river this time to catch themselves some fish. They are fat, happy, passed out, occasionally making their various noises as they are having various dreams, but nothing of interest happens. Kaz, and you said you rolled a 6.
Yeah, never mind. Because he never woke up. He's just moving around as the bird. So I was going to play a prank on him, but now I'm not because he's not awake.
That's correct, right, Scott?
Sorry, what?
You rolled a 6, correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay. As morning begins to roll around and the sun begins to crest over the horizon, you're as this is out of place, you are able to make note of it, but you see a torch coming across the forest to the north. Well, a small bit of trees. What's the fucking word I'm thinking of?
Bushes?
No, it's a small grove of trees. That's what the word I was looking for. You make note that there is a torchlight heading from the northern grove of trees towards the river. A single torchlight, but you are not able to hear any of the possible noises from this.
Isn't that small grove of trees atoll?
Sure.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Not on a river.
I don't know. All right then. I was just trying. Jeez.
At least I don't think so. Come on.
Hey, Kaz can't say that. He's a bird.
Pretty sure that's an ocean feature.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. Yeah, it's like a sandbar kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or coral reef.
So, is there anything you would like to do, making note of this torch moving southwards towards the river?
I'll let the raven go for a little peek.
Okay, you're gonna fly the raven in closer?
Yeah, not too close because it's dark and not too fast. But just take a peek.
Alright, roll another perception check for me.
It's a 15.
Alright, as your raven gets closer in, it's, skirting the top of the trees, but with the sunlight that is coming up and the torchlight, you hear through your raven what sounds like a female individual sounding slightly panicked, going, Annaleth? Annaleth, where are you? Annaleth! And continuing moving southward.
Oh boy.
No, is that Arson?
Who named a ship after themselves?
With that, I take the boat out again of the bag of holding. Is it still the
Okay.
same?
Yep, the boat's still the same.
Okay. Um. Hmm. I don't know if I want to. Why not? I will walk out to the river. Relatively near. Trying to stay like stealthy
Okay.
and unseen. Can I like physically, can I see any better who this person is?
They were still a little ways off from the river, but you are able to start catching their voice carrying through the trees right now and
Okay.
seeing the torchlight approaching closer to the river. But not yet are you able to make out exactly who they are.
Are they upstream or downstream?
They're kind of in line where you guys are at, as this is a narrower portion of the river where you guys made camp for the evening. It's a possible known crossing.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna just hide in the trees until this person gets close enough to see.
Okay. They are continuing to shout for Annalith, and as they're getting closer, they come through a small portion of the clearing, and you, seeing as they aren't that far off, you make note that it seems like a female elf. She has long curled auburn hair, looks like she may have brown eyes, has a kind of toughened but sun-kissed skin to her. She has that tall, slender build that is common with elves. She is very quaintly dressed, not in a hunter fashion, more of a homekeeper.
So it doesn't appear to have any weapons as far as I can see.
No, all you see is that she is carrying a torch and kind of a plain long dress, continuing to look back and forth, moving kind of frantically, looking around, and continuing to shout for Annaleth.
I'm gonna set the boat in the river, like where it's kind of like jammed into like a rock or something, so it doesn't move.
Okay.
Cast light and then jump back into the trees.
Okay. As you do this, you notice that as you cast the light spell, it immediately snaps her attention towards where you cast the spell. At this point, she starts making her way across the river and finds the boat. Goes, "Oh, Annaleth, where are you? You never leave this." At that point, she looks around. She makes note of the remains of your guys' fire and proceeds to head that way towards where you all made camp for the night. Is there anything you would like to do, Scott, before she makes her way towards camp?
I'm just gonna try to stalk behind her.
Okay. Make a stealth check for me.
Oh, that's disappointing. It's a 4.
As she's making her way towards the camp that you guys made, you inadvertently step on a twig. It snaps, and she whips her head around and goes, "By the gods, you scared the shit out of me. You wouldn't happen to have seen my little girl around, would you? She's not very far away from her boat, usually. It was a gift from her grandfather."
I have not seen any strange people or children. You are the first that I have seen.
Well, you wouldn't happen to have known who made camp over there, would you? I was gonna go see if they maybe have seen her.
Over there, that was just me.
Well, would you mind if I swung by and just perused the area? Because if she was lost in the woods and she saw a fire, she may have come close.
He I would like to. Can I do anything? Nope. I don't have that. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue any further.
At this point, can I get a perception check from everybody with disadvantage to see if the noise has aroused you? Except for Kaz, since he knows who's right there.
I think I'm awake.
Ogilvy, you don't notice a thing. Danvers?
I had a 10.
Alright. With how far off, this wouldn't have been enough to rouse you. Bearfane, what would you have gotten?
7.
Nope, you're passed out also. The only one who would have noticed would have been Deshara, and she snaps awake as her griffins are getting a little ruffled at the presence of an unknown individual. At this point, she's listening intently and basically catches the tail end of "You wouldn't mind if I came and took a look, would you?" and Kaz's awkward silence, and begins to kind of smack all of you awake. You know, Danvers first, Bearfane second, Ogilvy third, going, "Hey, I'm hearing voices off in the woods. Somebody wants to come investigate." And Kaz is being quiet.
um, yeah, I'll come with and see what's going on.
Are you going to try and be stealthy or no?
Uh, no, it's not really my thing.
Bearfane and Ogilvy, what would you like to do?
If there's enough, I don't know if there's a campfire, if there's enough light, I see Danvers take off towards a certain area, I'll obviously follow.
Considering this is a situation where being able to remember somebody's name is probably going to temper, people's tempers, I think I'm just going to lean next to the tree and look as non-threatening as possible.
Okay. As you all begin to make your way towards the voices, Kaz, you go, "Oh, my apologies." You hear her say this. "My apologies, I forgot to give you my name. It is Eris Kithalal," which is a bitch to say. She's like, "I live just on the other side of the river in a small farm with my husband and my daughter and, a couple of the older relatives. And, well, Annaleth went off in a fuss yesterday with her boat and after we had a to-do, and, well, she hasn't been home since, and I'm worried sick. I've been looking all night for her." With that, she hears Danvers and Bearfang come clanking up through the woods, whips around, sees you rolling up, and goes, "I thought you said that was just your camp and you were alone."
Some other travelers.
What did you do with my daughter?
Some other travelers must have come upon it while I was away.
She whips back to Danvers and Barefane and goes, "Do you two know this charlatan? He's done something with my daughter. I can just feel it."
I'm just like trying to subtly shake my head.
I mean, it's perfectly reasonable to assume that people have made camp within a reasonable distance of each other. That doesn't mean that we know one another. I mean, he's here creeping in the woods, and we were over there.
Creeping? I wouldn't say creeping.
Shush, stranger. What seems to be the problem, though, ma'am? Miss?
Well, let me start off by my name is Eris Killaleth. I live a short way across the river with my husband, my daughter. We had a to-do yesterday, and she ran off to cool off, I'm assuming, with her toy boat. And, well, I haven't seen her since she ran off, and I've been out in the woods looking for her all night, as my husband and the other family members. And, well, I came across her boat on this side of the river, and somebody generated a burst of light, so I came over to investigate. And, well, this individual creeped up behind me, and I tried explaining the story to him, and told me he was the only one camping over there, and then you three came up, and, well, I fear that he's done something horrible to my daughter, or knows where she's at.
I heard you pulling for Enolith. I thought that was the boat because it said Enolith. I had found it earlier.
So you knew the boat?
The boat?
Excuse, Eris, if you don't mind, my interjecting. And I walk over to Kaz, and I I give him like a wink as I shove him over. And I say, you can see this. He doesn't have anything on him pertaining to your daughter. However, my name is Danvers. I would love to help you search for your daughter, and I'm sure that this Furbolg gentleman here would like to prove his mettle and assist.
I don't know about the proving my mettle, but yes, I would like to help.
I meant to say something more along the lines of not necessarily like redeeming yourself, but like to prove that you're not a creep, I guess.
Prove his virtue.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that works. Yeah.
All right. There's too many people talking right now. I just had a really great sleep. Can we please keep it down?
Who's that?
He's with me. He's going to quietly, apparently, help us search for your daughter. Annalith was her name, right?
Wait.
Yes.
Why am I going to help you find Annabeth?
Because she's missing, and she's little.
Well, that explains why I would have to find her.
Yes.
Because that's what you do with lost things.
Correct.
Hello, my name is Ogilvy, resident genius.
Ogie B?
That's right.
He's a simple one, isn't he?
I have been trained at the most prestigious of finding academies.
Well, if you all would be willing to keep an eye on this shady individual while we search, I would greatly appreciate it.
Sure. Before we get started, if you wouldn't mind giving us a brief description of Annalith, such as her appearance and her clothes, and what kind of shoes she was wearing, if any.
And names she responds to.
Other than Annabeth.
You'd never know what helps.
Well, she is, for an elf, very young. She's, in terms of regular human years, looks like she's only about 4 or 5. She's got short, straight auburn hair like me, facial features very close to mine. Dresses much in the same way, though she prefers to wear trousers to a dress. She's a little small for her age, very friendly and curious about the world. So,
Not the
All
gnome.
right.
no.
So small elf wearing pants, short hair.
Does she have
Um,
a nickname or anything that you call her? Something that would pique her curiosity?
Um, for short, we just call her Annie.
Ani, are you okay? You've been hit by, you've been struck by Kaz's magic ritual.
That's right. The alarm got her.
Um, does she like fireworks?
Um, well, I don't know many children that don't, but after being missing, they may scare her more than anything. Why do you have fireworks?
I just sort of cast up into the sky with prestidigitation, like as gentle as I can, like gentle fireworks in like
Tiny
blue and green and
It just comes up. It's like
like those fizzy ones instead of the explodey ones.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's I guess get started trying to find Annie so we don't have to witness Eris Morn.
Dumbass. Well, before we get started on this adventure, let's take a 10-15 minute break.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I get inspiration
All right,
for,
good.
for fantastic punnery?
Yes.
Hey, Kaz, I'll do the this week. This week's episode was brought to you by Loyola Chicago. That's right, Loyola Chicago, busting brackets everywhere.
Yeah, I wish I would have seen them play this year before this because I might have actually picked them to win.
How long is the break, Mike?
10-15 minutes.
Okay.
Enough time for a good shit.
Well, all right then.
have returned.
Yep.
I'm just off camera.
Okay.
But I'm here. Just
What was
doing
he
that
s-
whole lie down thing.
What was he standing on?
Doing the whole lie down thing.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. Have you guys tried it? Just lying down. 10 out of 10 would recommend. 11 out of 10 with rice.
I wrangled you guys into helping somebody.
I don't know about
Who said I'm helping? Who said I'm helping?
Who said I even understand what's going on?
Kaz is secretly the big bad evil guy.
Stealing toy boats everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Good point.
So I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Rudelau.
Alrighty. So, as we get back, you guys have just agreed, Kaz begrudgingly, to go search for Annaleth, a small elven child who was lost in the woods.
Like I'm getting painted wrong in all kinds of ways.
No, this is completely accurate.
Perception is reality. Creepy cowman sneaking through the woods behind an elven lady
Creepy.
who's
The
looking for a
first-
lost child.
I'm suspicious.
As I look through my notes, the first thing I have written down is Scott is cow person, super interested in taking kids away from these adults.
Just wanted the boat.
So, Eris looks you all over and goes, "Would you all mind if I ran home and see if anybody else has found her while you continue the look for her?"
Do as you will. Whatever you feel is appropriate.
Is it still very much nighttime?
It's basically a little past dawn at this point. You have the morning light coming through. It's it's definitely going to be getting easier and easier to search as you move forward.
I say we maybe spread out in a line. Maybe keep like 60 feet.
Fan?
Yeah, like 60 feet between us, and just kind of move out through the woods. See if we can't find her.
I want to stay relatively near the river and follow it the direction the boat came from.
Okay.
Well, Eris said that she was surprised that the boat was on this side of the river, and she only came over to this side because of the campfire that she saw, or the camp remnants. So, should we actually be searching on the other side
Yeah.
of
I
the river?
Sure.
Well, she came over because Kaz cast a light spell, which drew her attention
Oh,
to the
that's
boat.
eventually to the boat. Yeah. Okay.
So it's
Yeah, I think we should. From where Kaz found the boat, maybe we go off from that direction, away from the river.
All right. How far out would you guys want to be spread from each other?
hollering distance.
Yeah, I think probably like at least 60 feet, and
Like 100
potentially,
feet?
yeah, that's possible too. Yeah, just in case something happens, I don't want all of us to be like too horribly far from each other.
Yeah.
Okay. What order would you guys like to be in going from river out? I know Kaz wants to be at the river.
Yeah.
Who would be next?
I'll be there just to make sure there's
All right.
something between the parent and Kaz.
Well, she's going to be running back to see if anybody has found her. All right, next.
I guess I'll be next.
All right,
Yeah, I'll be the furthest out.
all right.
And
And
then
Shara is going to stick with the birds.
I'll just look at Kaz and go, why do we just keep on making so many poor first impressions? Is it something I've done?
You do need to get better at names. Unless you're intentionally trying to be bad at names.
No. Oh, God, no. I'm just, got some short-term memory problems. I've got hit in the head with the mace a few times at the
Maybe
gladiating.
come up with a pneumatic, what is it? Pneumonic device?
Mnemonic device.
Mnemonic.
All right. I will make a pneumatic device.
I made it worse.
Yeah. Oh, I hope you ask other people, Ogilvy, because at this point I'm sure I'm getting too far away to actually respond, but I have a suggestion.
Hey, do you ever wonder that Danvers has super hearing? Because I was whispering that. Is that something paladins have? Just the ability to just whisper, hear all conversations and say, "Oh, I have an opinion."
It's Dragonborn. Dragonborn hear everything.
That seems kind of racist.
No, it's just a skill that Dragonborn have. It's good.
All right, I can't really argue this.
Do I have to be the one to say it? My ass?
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, as we move forward, can I get perception checks from everybody?
Ooh. Oh, I got a 19.
I have to roll on the table. Oh, bad bounce.
All right. Kaz.
Got a 7.
Before you stick to that, do you want to roll your portents for the day?
Did we get a long rest?
Yes, you would have gotten a long rest in. This is the
Okay.
following morning.
That
Ogilvy.
19.
All right.
Portents.
Bearfane.
A lowly 5.
All right. Danvers.
10.
Right. So, are you going to stick with what you rolled, Kaz, or are you going to use one of your...
No, my portents are 5 and 6. So that's not really worth. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm just distracted because I'm shooting up a firework every so often.
Okay. So, as we are moving through the line here and moving up the river, Kaz, you begin working your way up with the rest of the line, and you make note that there seem to be some small child, gnome, halfling-sized footprints that you come across a little ways up the river.
Okay.
At the same time, Ogilvy, you don't catch anything at the moment. Just, Kaz has kept his mouth shut. You're keeping an eye on the fireworks. Same goes for Bearfane and Danvers. As you all continue to move further up the river, nothing catches your eyes. Any of you. And then suddenly, Ogilvy, you make note that there are a set of small footprints and a set of larger footprints next to each other, heading towards the direction where Bearfane and Danvers are, moving towards another grove of trees.
Hold on, everybody. Please stop. Stop wherever you are. I have 2 sets of footprints right here. And I'm pretty certain that none of us match the big footprints, but I'm not quite so certain that none of us match the small ones.
Have I lost my trail of footprints at this point?
Yes, you have.
Okay, just making sure.
Also, how many
All right.
toes does everyone have?
I never counted.
You never counted your own toes. And
No,
I'm the
why would
stupid
I?
one.
They're my toes.
Okay.
I would have relayed this information to Danvers.
Okay.
All right.
And I would like to cast the spell Follow Those Steps.
All right. May I get another perception check from everybody? Ogilvy, you will get advantage for this because you have a bead on something.
Actually, can I use survival since I'm following tracks?
Yeah, for it.
No.
All right. Kaz.
13.
All right. Ogilvy.
That is a natural 20, leading to 24 on a survival check.
All right. Bearfane.
A shitty 6.
All right. Danvers.
15.
All right. As Ogilvy is following these tracks, he's like a bloodhound with a scent. Kaz, you occasionally catch wind of a couple footprints heading back towards the river, then a larger footprint, and the little ones heading back towards Ogilvy. Bearfane, you don't make notice of anything in the general area you are perusing over. Though Danvers, you catch that pair of large and small footprints again.
Okay.
Ogilvy, you are following these footprints to a T, and you're cutting across Bearfane and Danvers at this point, and essentially you bump into Danvers, and the two paths of footprints coincide with each other as they continue to head towards this grove of trees.
Since I caught a couple of the big footprints, can I like roll survival to see if I know maybe what it might be?
Yeah, go right ahead.
13.
It looks generally humanoid.
Okay.
It's about standard humanoid size.
Okay.
So if there is anything you all would like to do with that information, go ahead.
Why does the smaller ones say Andy in the boot print?
Yeah, I'd like to follow the footprints. Um,
I
I guess
will
away from the
assist.
river.
Yeah, I'll assist Danvers on this because we're looking towards the same thing. So Danvers can get advantage.
Okay.
All right. I'm assuming at this point, Kaz and Bearfane, you would be distinctly aware that the line has broken and is heading off towards a grove of trees.
Yeah, I would have.
Hopefully, I would have noticed this.
Um, I would have shouted something like when I came across the tracks and saw that they were leading towards a grove of trees, like away from the river.
Okay. So, Danvers, you are welcome to continue your survival tracking check.
Okay. 16.
All right, you are maintaining a bead on these footprints, and they continue heading into this grove of trees. As you guys are approaching this grove of trees, it seems to be growing dense and dark, as if something malevolent is existing within this grove. The footprints don't seem apprehensive in either of them. It's not like the smaller ones are being dragged. It's not like the larger ones are digging in. They're almost in lockstep, like they are going together willingly wherever they are going.
As we enter this like malevolent forest, I would like to use my divine sense. So let me. This presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. I know the type of the being that I sense, but not its identity. Within the same radius, I can also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell.
And this is what again?
This is my Divine Sense Paladin feature.
All right, I just want to make sure on what this falls into. You do not detect anything that is celestial, fiend, or undead, but you do get a very strong noxious odor as you are moving along this path.
Okay. Would I be able to determine a direction of origin, or am I too far?
Make a survival check to see how well you can keep tabs on this scent.
9.
No, you are not able to determine a point of origin. In fact, you occasionally lose it and have to wander around for a moment to regather the scent and continue following it.
Okay. Then I'll rejoin the group and we'll keep following the footprints, and after another minute or two I will do it again once we've gotten maybe a couple hundred yards from where I did it last time.
Okay. Anyone who would like to at this point, knowing the pair of steps, is welcome to make a survival check to follow them or assist somebody else in said role.
Yeah, I'll group back up. Oh boy. Keep rolling the same thing. You gotta
I think
So is anybody assisting anybody, or is everybody making independent rolls?
Good lord.
am I still able to roll, or was my time spent doing the divine sense?
No, you're still able to roll. This is basically moving that couple hundred yards to see.
Okay.
Assist.
You'll
First.
assist again? Okay.
All right.
Cool. Nice. 19.
All right. Bearfane?
I can't stop tripping over my own feet, let alone follow footsteps.
Fair enough.
Keeps tripping in the larger footsteps.
Aw. Small people joke. Kaz?
another 13. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Kaz, regrettably, you and Bearfane seem to notice that these footsteps are getting muddled. There are small puddles building up, and they are becoming harder to track. Danvers, you're maintaining a bead on them as you continue to move forward through this malevolent wood. You are welcome to roll your divine sense again, and survival check for getting a bead on the scent.
Okay. Ooh, 19.
Okay. You in turn are the bloodhound this time instead of Ogilvy. And as you guys are moving through, which map are you on? That one. I need to move you guys maps now.
Since I've kind of determined a little bit more, I would let the group know that I'm essentially sensing an evil presence in this direction.
Right.
Yeah. So as you guys
So
are
I'm not just
moving to a new
sniffing
map,
the air like the velociraptors in the kitchen in Jurassic Park.
just for ease of progression forward, may I get a initiative roll for everybody, please?
Uh-oh.
Oh, 21.
Oh no, it's almost a 20, but it's not quite because it's on a crooked spot.
I did a Sam Riegel roll and got a 21.
All right, Kaz.
5.
Ogilvy at 21. Bearfane.
4.
And Danvers?
I got a 1 because I rolled a 4 minus 3. So
Same thing.
Hey, at least you don't lose your first turn
That's
because
true.
that's not a. Yeah, because that's not a D&D mechanic.
That would be awful. Like, oh, you have a negative to your initiative modifier because you rolled below because you rolled, below a 5. You're surprised.
All right. So as you guys can see, you are in this kind of bottom right-hand corner here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are following Danvers and come upon a clearing, essentially, that has a small, kind of rough thatched hut off in the distance that you can see barely through the heavy foliage and darkness of this wood. So, Ogilvy, you are up first. What would you like to do?
Let's see here. Hold on. That's where I am. You know what? I'm just surprised seeing a house right here. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
we're gonna
30. And I'm just going to be like, guys, fucking look, there's cabbage here.
Wrong layer.
so much.
Before you start dashing in, well, never mind. I'm on the wrong layer anyways. Okay, you're good. I was having a brain fart. I was thinking of something else.
You think about killing us?
Give me a moment and I will kill you.
Okay.
I was thinking about stealth and
There-
recon. No,
There's a giant hammer that comes in overhead. It hits me in the chest. I fly into Call of Cthulhu campaign. I'm dead.
There's
And
there's an individual in our party who has a raven that can flap and fly. But
And the better
Ogilvy
neutral.
rolled higher.
Look, I'm sorry. What's dangerous when there's cabbage around?
I don't know, but the last time you went first in initiative in an unknown situation, my horse got killed by a dragon.
To be fair, that was gonna happen likely. The odds of that happening were definitely non-zero.
all right, so Ogilvy has gone stampeding into this clearing because of cabbages.
Yeah. Look, man, he loves his fucking vegetables.
Then next up is Kaz.
All right, I'm still gonna do it more my way. I'm just gonna go 10 there. So I'm still in the trees. And I would like to know what's going on. So I'm going to cast my Arcane Eye again, since it's a new day,
Okay.
and put it there. So that's as far as I can go.
Okay. And you are innately aware of Ogilvy charging for cabbages. This rough-looking thatched hut that doesn't seem to have anything but a simple wooden door and shuttered windows on the front of it. That is about all you can see other than the heavy kind of wooded periphery fence extending out into this clearing. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I mean, not this turn.
Okay. Then it'll be Bearfane.
I just want to advance on the clearing a little bit so get a better visual on this hut. So I'll stay right there.
Okay. Would you like to see if you can spot anything?
Sure. Yeah, I'd like to. Well, if I've noticed Ogilvy way the hell out there, um, I want to first see if I can tell if he's in any imminent danger.
All right, roll a perception check for me.
I'm getting some better ones. 14.
All right. It does not appear that Ogilvy is in any imminent danger at the moment. You do also catch a shadow moving between one of the cracks in one of the shuttered windows. Is there anything else you would like to do?
If Danvers is close enough, I want to kind of whisper that there's something moving inside the cabin. Something or someone.
I will nod.
All right. Danvers is up.
Okay. I'm keeping like my shield and flail stowed for now, so I can kind of move a little more freely. And I want to try to move. Let's go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, kind of sticking to the tree line, moving up to where Ogilvy is at, and trying to do so quietly.
Okay.
Um,
Well, feel free to make a stealth check for me.
okay. Still with disadvantage.
Yep.
All right.
Because of the heavy armor.
0.
All right. You are so stealthy.
um.
You could hide in a stampede of elephants.
Wins every step.
Can I look towards the house? See what I see?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Okay. 9?
It looks like a thatched hut to you
Okay.
with cabbages.
I'd like to. Do I still have an action?
Yeah, you would.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna move to there. I'm just trying to get closer to the house because I know that I can't divine sense like super duper close. And that's where I can get to. So I'm gonna end my turn.
All right. Ogilvy, you are up.
All right. Out of lack of consequences, I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, and I'm going to look at how healthy this cabbage is.
All right. Make a nature check for me.
Sam
for
Regal
cabbage.
roll. Is this just Brian W. Foster in a hat?
That's right, because he smells like cabbage. That's right.
Yeah. Nature is +3, so that's a 12.
It looks like it is a rather healthy cabbage, like somebody who lives here knows what they are doing when it comes to taking care of cabbages.
That is fucking neat. That is really fucking neat. I bet they can make some really, really good salads with this. And then I'm just gonna be like, keep this to myself because if there's nobody's here, I'm taking this fucking cabbage. And then I'm gonna go 20. Hold on one second. 20, 25, 30, and I'm just gonna look up the ladder.
Okay.
How tall is that ladder?
That ladder is probably 10 foot tall. It's a 10-foot climb, give or take.
So is this like a
Cool.
raised hut?
Like a treehouse?
Yeah, it's raised off the ground. As you guys have been moving through here, you have made note that the ground has definitely been a little more waterlogged. So it seems like in the rainy season, it may flood.
Specifically, are there any light sources that I can notice?
Yeah, you make note that there are light sources coming from the interior.
Does it look like it's kind of like a hearth, a fire, or is it just kind of like just general lighting?
It looks like it is a very low candlelight.
Cool. All right. I'm done.
All right. Then you all would actually hear this coming from this wrong thing. This general area. There seems to be a sudden scream of a small child coming from over there.
Can you demarcate where that was again?
Yeah, over here. Somewhere in this
Okay.
general area.
Are you... Oh, okay.
Yep.
I didn't.
And then, let me... You kind of hear the howling of a wolf coming from over there.
Oh, good.
And then that rolls us into, if I was on the right tab, that would help. Kaz, you are up.
All right, I'm going to move my eye 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then I'm just going to try to shift quietly 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
All right. Anything you would like to do? Perceive anything? See anything?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see what I can see everywhere.
All right. In looking around, Ogilvy has investigated cabbages, said they will make wonderful salads, has looked up the ladder at the house. You and him both made note that there is a low candlelight with occasional shadows from there, and have heard the child scream and the wolf noises coming from somewhere up there.
Okay.
And Bearfane.
Where was it that the sound came from? I had my screen really close, so I didn't see where you were pinging.
About due northage here. Somewhere up here.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. I just want to use my action to dash towards where Danvers is. Then
All right.
going around that, I assume there's some sort of a wall there.
Yes, this is a wall.
That's it. I'm on my turn.
All right, Danvers, you are up.
Okay, so there was a scream and a wolf noise, right?
Yes, coming from up here.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. Can I see anything yet?
Make perception check for me.
It is an 18.
In looking through this darkened wood, you don't spot a single thing. No blood, no footprints, no animal tracks, no, recently broken tree branches, no disturbed grass, nothing of the nature.
Okay, I guess I'll go. Shit, how far did I go? Wait, 5, 10.
I think it was
15,
20, 15
yeah.
or 20.
I'm at 20, so I'm gonna go 25, 30. I still don't see anything.
You still don't see anything.
Okay. I want to go. I'll use my action to dash. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. Can I hop the fence? How tall is it?
That fence is probably about 10 foot tall also,
Okay. Can
and
I?
it is spiked on the top.
Can I try to climb it?
Yeah, go for it.
Um,
Make strength, acrobatics,
looks
whatever
like
you feel more comfortable.
climbing.
Yeah, it's 10 foot for what, every 5 foot.
Yeah. So did you want me to make a check or use my movement or both?
Both, because you're gonna try and find footholds, and then if you succeed, the movement to get over it.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna make an athletics check.
Acrobatics.
Athletics. That's
Whoa, Ogilvy. Come on.
That's an 8.
You're really struggling to find any good footholds on this thing at the moment. It's kind of slick with some moss and some moisture from the early morning air.
Okay, so does that mean that that last 10 feet of movement is spent, or?
You were trying to find footholds first, so you would still have 10 feet of movement. You would just be incapable of climbing the wall at the moment, so you could go either direction along the wall, just not up and over.
Okay, I'll go that way. Kind of
Anything else?
waiting to see if anyone else comes around the corner trying to go that way and try to shout to them. I think that was a distraction.
All
Or not
right.
shout, but I'm gonna try,
Ogilvy.
sorry, I'm gonna try to whisper to them. If I was gonna shout, I would just do it.
All right. Ogilvy, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to go. I mean, I can clearly hear Danvers all the time, always.
No.
I'm going to use the ladder in order to come on up, and I'm going to look. So that's 20 feet because I'm climbing the ladder, right?
You're not trying to. It's something that is designed to be climbed. You're not trying to climb up like a
Mhm.
non-vertical surface, so it would only be. It's normal movement because it's
Mhm.
something designed to be normally moved up. Would be my take
Okay.
on it.
So 10, 15, 20, and I want to look inside the hut.
All right. Are you going to try and open the door through the shutters? What are you trying to do?
It's more so like a polite knocking. It's like, hello, my name is Ogilvy, and I am a vegetable enthusiast, and I would like to compliment you on a great forest crop.
So you are not trying to burst into the hut, just wait for
Correct.
somebody to come to the door?
Yeah, I am trying to attract more things with honey instead of vinegar.
Okay. Then you will wait and see what happens. And on your turn, I need to actually find this because I didn't have the right one. So give me a moment, and I shall drop it in. Oop. I knew I forgot to do something.
Kill us?
Nah, not yet. I felt like I was forgetting something, and I couldn't remember what it was, which is funny. Where the devil did it go? We'll use this one. It seems like a good fit. So coming to the door, if it'll let me do, it's not cooperating. God, I hate this thing sometimes.
You can do it.
What if this is like Red Dead, where like, hey, I always wanted to take a photo on a horse, and they just use it to steal our horse, but we are the horse.
Oh, now maybe it'll let me do it. Nope, it's still being uncooperative. There we go. I don't use Firefox enough to know what I'm doing. So just give it a moment while it uploads this, since I forgot to do this earlier, like a dum-dum. It was taking an exceptionally long time. Why is it being exceptionally stupid now?
Hard to say.
No. There it is. Oh, it added it like 3 times, that's why. Alright, so as you go knocking on that door, Ogilvy, it cracks open, and behind it you see kind of this forested looking individual. It's a male individual. They have kind of twigs and sticks and, general dirt, and they look like they have been living out here for a very, very long time, and they look like a very, very old individual.
Brian, who let you out of your cage?
They answer the door and go, yes, what can I do for you? Did you hear that scream off in the distance? What was it?
Oh, Oh, I'm sorry. That was me. I stepped on a tiny pebble on my foot, and I went, ah!
You have a very effeminate scream.
I mean, I was caught really off guard. Let me tell you what I also caught off guard is how luscious your garden is.
Well, thank you, and have a nice day. And he begins moving back inside.
I put my foot in the door. I also haven't decided if my character is wearing shoes or not, so this may hurt.
All right. The door is pressed against your foot, but it's not being pressed hard, and that is where we shall move on to Kaz, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds great.
All right. I'm moving the eye 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And, so we can see. Can I see anything yet other than just Ogilvy with his foot in the door?
You saw the old man stick his, head out, have the conversation with Ogilvy, basically point out the scream, and move back inside and begin to shut the door with Ogilvy closing it on his foot.
Okay. Let me see. Range. Okay. Then I will just creep forward a little bit through the trees.
Right? Are you trying to be stealthy or no?
Yeah,
All right, roll a stealth check for me.
that was better. 15.
All right, you believe you are hidden.
Okay, that's better.
All right, then Bearfane, you are up.
Would I have noticed the individual talking with Ogilvy at the door from where I am?
It's all generally happening at the same time, so you would have basically seen them come out, start having this conversation with Ogilvy, and then go back inside. And you would have had Kaz moving towards you at the same time.
All right. Trying to keep the door and Ogilvy in sight. I move. Oh, cursor, there it is. I would move 10 feet here to try and get Danvers' attention, wave him to come here quickly, and I point at the hut. And if he's noticed me at that point in time, I want to use the remainder of my movement to start heading back towards the hut.
All right.
25.
And
Call it that right there.
if there is nothing else you would like to do, then it'll be Danvers.
All right.
So you would have seen Kaz moving. Well, you wouldn't have seen Kaz or Ogilvy. You would have heard Ogilvy having a conversation. You would have caught Bearfane moving over there, motioning you to come this way, and then him running back over.
Okay, I'm gonna use my action to run around the fence and get to there.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Do I have bonus actions? Not really, no.
All right. Then we're back at the top with Ogilvy.
Well, I'm just gonna let the guy know. It's like, look, I'm sorry, but trying to grow root vegetables in something on the surface floor in a forest has to be some difficult work. I mean, let me hold on one second. And I look inside my coin purse and I'll be like, I can pay you 15 gold to tell me how are you able to do this?
All right. With you offering the gold, they're like, no, it's fine. It's a isolated bed. I drove years ago stakes and boards into the ground and basically made a watertight box and then filled that in for my vegetables to grow in. You're welcome to take some if you like.
Oh, interesting. Also, hold on a second. You were telling me a little while ago of a weird scream. Did it sound like my scream, or were there two screams?
It didn't sound like yours, but you do have a very effeminate scream. As you can see, I'm a little too old to be venturing off after screams in the woods anymore.
And while I'm just saying this, I'm looking around for anything that doesn't seem kindly old man about this about this hut.
All right, you got dark vision, correct?
Mm-hmm. I should.
right.
Hold on. Let me double check. I do.
All right, make a perception check for me. See how far.
Okay.
Because you're trying to look through the crack in the door.
That is 16. 15 plus 1.
All right. It does, since dark vision, it's this weird kind of running edge of that kind of gray with the occasional colors coming in as light flashes. You do notice some kind of dark red stains on the floor that lead kind of back off to this direction, but everything over here just looks like general kind of quaint stuff. You know, there's a simple wooden table, wooden chairs, you know, a simple wooden bed, nothing extravagant. It's, you know, pots and pans and things of that nature. It's not ornate by any stretch of the imagination, but that kind of dark brownish red streak heading off to the southwest kind of general direction does catch your eye.
Okay. That's gonna be it for my turn. I'm gonna let everybody have an action.
All right. Then that rolls us into the old man. He kind of ducks behind the door again real fast. And you're going to lose sight of him, regrettably. And let me see how far.
This is like my favorite song from The Witcher.
I was about to say, is this a Bop Danvers?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Because there's that other before he... Can you make... Well, let's see actually what he rolls. That'll work out. Nope, you wouldn't have noticed it. Before he ducks behind the door, as he's ducking back, he goes, "What are those goofy lights over there? Where'd those come from?" As... Let me find it. There it is. Basically, I need to see how many it is. There are going to be... Oh, don't I? Oop, wrong thing. There are 4 lights that suddenly appear up in a head of trees off to the southwest corner here. And he ducks behind the corner saying, what are those lights? I'm getting scared. And he's hiding behind the door now. And that will end his turn, and that will roll us into Kaz.
With this, is the door still cracked open?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Ogilvy's foot is still in it.
Perfect. So I'm going to use that.
I'm still not sure whether or not this hurts.
It's starting to pinch a little bit.
5,
Okay.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Is the arcane eye visible, is the question.
No, it is invisible. Magical eye has normal vision and dark vision to 30 feet. I can move it 30 feet, no limit. A solid barrier blocks its movement, but it can pass through an opening as small as 1 inch.
All right,
Okay.
yeah, you'd be able to sneak it in there.
Well, I can safely say that this opening is 1 foot.
You
Hey,
dumbass. I'll give you inspiration for that one.
Turns out stupid CSI jokes are things Mike loves.
Oh, I don't. I just gave him for the fucking Eris Morn one, so I might as well give you that one. All right, but as you are looking through this hut, you make note again on this kind of northeastern section, up in this general area, that it is a very quaint, kind of old man styled hut. As the eye begins to look around, though, you make note that there are bottles and jars and hooks and kind of meatworking tools on the other side. The jars aren't filled with normal items. There are hearts, there are ears, there are fingers, there are eyes, all lining this kind of heavy shelf on that southwestern side.
That's all that's in here. There's, like, I'm seeing the meatworking tools and jars of random stuff.
Yeah, but they aren't animal parts that you're seeing, they are humanoid parts you are seeing.
Oh, good.
But the north side looks like standard humanoid fare. The south side looks like the trophy room of an axe murderer.
Cool. I wish I had better bonus action abilities. Can I do that as a bonus? No. Okay, well.
Any
That's what-
movement you would like to be had?
I'm trying to stay far enough away. Yeah, no, I'm good.
All right. Then we are on to Bearfane.
I am just going to continue to advance normally because it doesn't appear that there's anything sinister going on yet to me.
Alrighty then. Is there anything else you would care to do during your advancement? Seeing Danvers over there.
No, I think I'm okay.
Alright, Danvers, you are up.
Okay. I would like to.
Mind you, you all have become aware of these lights popping up in this kind of southwesterly region.
Yeah. I want to go up the ladder.
Alright.
So it's 20 feet to the top of the ladder.
It's 10 feet. It's meant to be climbed, so you're not having to...
Right. It's
Yeah.
20 feet for me to get from where I was to the top of the ladder.
Ah, okay.
Is there a way from where I am, based on where the door is, that I can get from where I am to into the doorway with 10 feet of movement?
Not into the doorway, essentially, because Ogilvy is occupying that space. Because the door is essentially right where Ogilvy and this individual are at.
Yeah. If I use my dash, can I shove my way through and into the hut?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
All right. So you push up to the door, and I will need you to make a strength check for me.
Okay. 8. I don't know why this dice only rolls 17s and 4s.
All right. You go bludgeoning into the door, and it does not budge. In fact, you are rebuffed back to there, essentially, right behind Ogilvy.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's all I can do.
Ogilvy, you feel Danvers rush the door. It gives a little bit and then slams heartily into your foot, and you take 3 points of damage from Danvers bouncing off the door and it slamming back onto your foot.
Oh no, my questionably incapable shoes.
All right. Ogilvy, what would you like to do?
At this point, I imagine my foot is caught to and throbbing, and I'm going to barge through the door, grabbing my foot with one hand, being like, ow, 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 and then grabbing a hand axe with my other one because I saw something that looked like blood, but I'm not quite sure it's blood because I haven't seen the rest of the murder tools.
All right. Make a strength check to see if you can force your way through this door.
That is going to be a 19, a 15 plus 4.
All right. You are able to buffet this door open and barge your way in. And as you barge in, you make note that the individual you were talking to is not in there anymore. So you are able to move freely into there.
At this point, I'm just going to shout out to everyone. It's like, oh, what the fuck? And that's my turn.
All right. Well, you're welcome to move into wherever you see fit in there.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably smart. But I'll be like right in there. But I'm assuming I see murder tools and murder signs abound.
Yes.
I don't like that.
All right. All right. Then I have to. Then that would lead us up to Kaz's turn.
Okay. Can I see anything inside? What happened to the guy?
The guy just suddenly went invisible
Okay.
as you were perusing the room in that last round. They just went invisible. And you have no bead on where they have gone. But you are seeing Ogilvy barge his way into the room.
There are no other doors inside here. It seems to be just the one room.
Yes, it's just the one room, the 2 front windows, and a back window and a side window on each side. None of those have moved.
Okay, I am going to cast slow. In that region. It's a 40-foot cube.
But doesn't it have to be a location you can see?
I can see.
Mm-hmm. Thanks to Arcana.
Yeah, that's true. All right. I don't see your cubid though.
It just says it says up to 6 creatures of your choice in a 40-foot cube within range. The range is 120 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I have to draw the actual cube.
Figure I would know slow better by now.
No, there's actually a Reddit post this week about how weirdly specific magic works. And some of the non-published rationales Jeremy Crawford is as like why magic missile can only target creatures. So if you wanted to like shoot a plate off of a shelf and you
Mhm.
wanted to use magic missile to do it, it can't. Rules as written.
Okay.
Because of like how needlessly specific target creature and target object are in the rulebook.
So that's my 40-foot cube,
All right.
and I choose the old man thing,
All right.
creature, whatever it is.
You feel your spell take hold.
So he rolled a wisdom save.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What is that save he needs to make?
15 wisdom.
All right. The spell has taken hold over that area. You aren't sure whether or not it has taken hold of the old man or not.
Sure, that makes sense.
All right. Anything else you would like to do?
Nope, I'm staying back here.
All right. Then Bearfane is up.
All right. Assuming I would have heard Ogilvy exclaim as he burst into the hut, I would want to dash to get to his aid, assuming that he's got something going on there.
All right. Go for it.
13,
Your cube disappeared.
35,
Yeah, because it doesn't like follow.
40,
It's just are they in the cube
and
at the time
50.
the thing is cast?
Oh, yeah. It's a casting time of. Okay. Brain fart. Whew. I'm having a day. All right.
Okay, I was able to dash right to there,
All
right
right.
next to him.
You are able to make your way into the hut easily enough. You see the north side being standard kind of hermit fare of simple wooden chair, simple bed, simple hearth, simple, table. And then the other side is Axe Murderer's trophy collection of varying body parts, some locked chests, meatworking tools. It's a nightmare in and of itself. Is there
Okay.
anything you would like to do upon seeing this dichotomy of good and evil in this hermit hut?
No, I've contemplated some bonus actions, but I think I'll end my turn right there.
All right, then Danvers is up.
Okay, I would like to enter the building, and I would like to use my action to do Divine Sense again,
Okay.
to see if I can find out where this guy is.
All right, make that survival check to sniff him out.
Well, I mean, if he fits into that category of any of those three creatures within 60 feet of me, I know exactly where he is.
Does not fit into the category of one of those three creatures.
Okay. That is cocked. There we go. 12.
All right, you make note of a strong. Well, let's see here. Oh. You make note as you are entering that there was a strong scent in here initially. As you moved in, it got weaker, and then you turned your head and it got stronger leaving out of the structure. So it's coming back out this way, and then is getting weaker to the north and stronger to the south.
Stronger to the south, you said.
Yes.
Okay. I will shout that he is running away to the south. And I will well, I guess I'll just stay there. Yeah, I'll just stay there because I don't have enough action to get down. Sorry, I don't have enough movement to get down the ladder. and I don't want to make it so no one else can get down.
Alrighty then. So we are back at the top with Ogilvy.
All right. So I have no idea where he is at the moment, but I remember a trick that Kaz did to find invisible creatures, and I'm going to take one of the bottles and I'm going to open the lid, and I'm just going to say, Bearfine, stand behind me, and throughout the northern half of the house, I'm just going to whip the fluid around and trying to see if it'll stick to anything that would
Okay.
be an invisible creature.
Can you roll a d6 for me?
If I can find one. I can roll a d12 and divide by 2. Seriously, where is it? There it is. That's a 1.
All right. You grab one of the jars of fingers, take the top off of it, whip the fingers and the fluid across the north side of this hut, and nothing but the furniture gets covered in fingers and fluid.
All right, good news, gang. He's not there.
Any movement you would care to
You
do?
want to try this week?
I'll just kind of head on out here and just try to look around, see if I notice any footprints.
As you are moving there, you would bump into said creature. So you would end up being stuck right there as you bump into the creature that is right here, but invisible.
Well, if that's the case, I already took my action for object interaction, so I
Yes.
would like to use my bonus action to just go, oh, and that's my turn.
All right. So that leads us to this individual's turn. And they are going to cast a spell at you and become visible for the moment. And it is going to be Vicious Mockery. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Well, here's the funny part. I'm going to fail.
It's gonna make fun of you.
Because I only rolled a 14.
Does Danvers aura give you any kind of a special ability?
It
Well,
does,
then
because you have
I
plus
rolled a
3 to your save.
17. I rolled a 17. So this might be somebody who's really vicious and still hurt me anyway.
Basically, they tell you you have the feet of a horse. They
Well,
pop
thanks,
visible.
because you shut a door on me.
So they pop visible, and they are no longer an old man. In fact, they look like a hook-nosed, green, long, wispy-haired woman with
It's grown.
claws for fingers, and they generally do not look very attractive. But after they cast the spell, pop visible, they once again disappear. And go boop. And then see if... Oh, wait, wrong die. They succeed on that, so they don't lose any. And then they are going to go 5, 10, 20. Stop there. And then in Draconic, Danvers, you hear, I've always hated your type.
Racism.
Oh no, I didn't activate it.
Where do I hear that from?
You hear it coming basically from over here.
I didn't see a ping. You are probably still on
Oh.
TM later.
Yes, sir. You hear it coming from over here.
Okay.
And that would roll us into Kaz's turn. You saw a jar of fingers go flinging across the north side of this hut through your arcane eye. Bearfane is in the room, probably in kind of a disgusted awe of what Ogilvy just did.
Mhm.
Danvers has moved his way towards the ladder. You saw this hag type individual pop up, throw an insult at Ogilvy, and then disappear once more.
Okay.
And say some shit in Draconic.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I should have also heard it, but I hadn't activated my comprehend languages thing.
So you hear something that sounds like Draconic, but you don't know what the fuck it is.
I am going to. I don't want to waste that on a guess. Boy, I don't know what to do. I would like to just ready magic missile, for if that thing pops up again.
Okay, easily enough done. You have a magic missile ready. And that leads us to Bearfane.
Okay, so Ogilvy has exited the hut. There's nothing else in here that I want to have hold my interest. Not that much of the macabre wouldn't, but I want to be out to make sure that I can lend assistance to my comrades. So I will move up the door, seeing Danvers to my left, Ogilvy to my right. Just already in action for anything that might attack us.
What action are you readying?
My hammer for melee.
Okay. Then that rolls us into Danvers.
Okay, I'm gonna go down the ladder. Let me see something really quick. So until the end of my next turn, so I still can smell it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that it was roughly here. Can I make a survival check to see where I smell it?
Yes.
Okay.
Go for it.
8.
It is a very hefty smell at the moment. It is hard to discern the exact location.
Okay. I make an attack with my flail. I swing it.
Where are you swinging it?
In this direction.
All right, swing away.
Is it an attack with disadvantage or regular?
Yes. Attack with disadvantage.
Man, that sucks. That was a nat 20 on the one. Does a 10 hit?
Negative. A 10 does not hit.
Okay. Then I want to step. I want to use the momentum, step 5 feet forward, and attack again.
All right. As you step forward,
Mhm.
you feel claws dig into your back.
Okay.
And that will be an 18 to hit.
Meets it, beats it.
All right, so that will be... Mathrox, where have you gone?
Ooh, the fun part is that should end the invisibility, unless it's greater invisibility.
That is 7 slashing damage,
Okay.
and this creature pops to visible right there.
Oh, okay. So then I'll move up and take a swing then.
All right,
'Cause
do that, and then we will fire off the magic missiles.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Does a 16 hit?
No, it does not.
What the fuck,
You
man?
impact this thing into its forearm, and it just starts laughing at you as your mace makes a really solid impact, but does not seem to gain any purchase into it.
Okay. Can I use my reaction to do Hellish Rebuke?
Does that involve a line of sight?
Nope. It says you point your finger and the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames.
Ooh.
Because it would have come visible as it attacked you, so yeah, you would be able to.
Okay. So Dex saving throw on its part.
All right. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. That is a 15.
That does save, but it still takes half damage. So that is 5 fire damage.
All right. Anything else before we get to the magic missiles?
Nope, I'm out of shit I can do. I've expended
All right.
myself.
Launch them magic missiles.
I rolled. It's 10 total force damage.
Okay. That solves that. Bearfane readied his hammer, so that wouldn't do anything because he is not within range. So we are back at the top with Ogilvy.
All right, I would like to use my bonus action to rage, and remembering that I can do this, my rage rolled a 4, and that gives me magic infuses one weapon of choice that you're holding until your rage ends. The weapon's damage type changes to force. It gains the light and thrown properties with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. If the weapon leaves your hand, the weapon reappears in your hand at the end of your current turn. And looking at what's super fun here, oh, look at that range. Look at that fucking range. Guess who's getting a greatsword thrown right into her flipping chest as a reckless. Or hold on, can I do reckless attacks for thrown attacks?
Not with ranged
I don't
weapons.
think
I think
can.
that's what we figured out.
Yeah, and I'm using it as a ranged weapon.
So you would not be able to reckless.
Yeah. Hold up.
Well, you could reckless, but it wouldn't trigger.
Hold on. When you make your first attack of your turn, you can decide to attack reckless, giving you advantage on melee weapon attack rolls. So this would be using a melee weapon, but not a melee attack roll.
Yes.
So instead, I am going to do a long jump forward.
Okay.
Which I'm making this take forever.
That's fine. Just make a dex saving throw because it is a 10-foot drop.
I was trying to remember if there's a static distance for that, but dex saving throws I have saves on because that is a adjusted 20, 19 plus 1 because I got
You're
advantage for
fine.
raging.
You're not going to take any damage from that fall.
So that's going to be getting me up to there with my 30 feet of movement, and now reckless face attack with a long sword. That ends up becoming an 18.
That'll hit.
Okay. Thank God that I took those 2 bonus points in strength. That gets re-rolled, stays a 1, and then superiority dice is a 7. So that ends up being plus 6. So that's 13 slashing damage and 7 superiority damage as I'm going to make her take a trip attack.
All right. So that's a dex saving throw, correct?
It is, yes.
That is a 14.
I'm sorry, it's a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw, that's a 17.
Okay, then it does not fail. I'm going to take another attack with it. And I'm sorry, that should all be force damage. I forgot what my rage is doing. And that is a 18 plus 7, so that definitely hits. Reroll both of those. That's much better. That is 9 plus 6 is 15, and I'm going to do it again. So that ends up being 1 force or 1 additional damage. So that's 17 total damage and a DC 15 strength save.
That is a total of 20.
Okay, well then they're really good at staying on their feet. And that's my turn.
All right. So being their turn, they are going to look at Dan. Indraconic, go, your mother was a gecko and your father smelt of elderberries. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Why are my rolls so ass? That's a 12.
Meets it, beats it. You are okay.
Dear God.
But they are going to go back to being invisible. And both Ogilvy and Danvers are going to be able to make attacks of No. Only Ogilvy, because Danvers got attacked with a spell.
Okay. Both of those are 15 plus 7s, so 22.
All right, that hits.
I can reroll that because it's a 2. That becomes a 5, so that is 8 plus 6 for 14 force damage. And I can't use superiority dice because it is not my turn.
Let me find something out, though. Oh, nope. They maintain concentration and stay invisible.
Okay.
All right, that rolls us into Kaz's turn.
I'm going to ready a mind spike. For if that thing pops up again,
Okay.
and otherwise I'm going to stay where I am.
Then Bearfane is up.
All right. I was going to jump back into melee. Going to go down there and assist those guys. Instead, seeing as I'm still right next to the hut, I want to go back in and scan to see if I find the little girl,
All
the
right.
little elf girl.
Then step inside and make a investigation check for me.
It's 17 plus 0, 17.
All right. You make note that against one of the walls, kind of tucked in a corner, there is that heavy wooden chest that has a very heavy padlock on it. And you see from the seam from where the lid and the box meet that there is that kind of dark auburn hair hanging out. Like they were hurriedly stuffed into this box, whoever it was, and weren't tucked in completely.
All right. I obviously want to try and break that padlock off.
All right. You can attack it.
Yes, I would like to try to deftly attack the padlock and hasp to break it off of there.
All right. Go for it.
Nice, that is a 13 plus my weapon bonus is a 5, becomes an 18.
Yeah, you are able to nail this lock. Roll for damage.
That is 6 bludgeoning.
All right, with that, you catch the lock just right, and the locking mechanism and the shackle basically separate from each other. So the shackle is left in the hasp, but it is easily removable on your next turn.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to do well in there?
Just ready to open the chest and hope to find a live elf child in there.
All right. Then we roll into Danvers' turn.
All right. I would like to move 5, 10, 15, 20.
Like each one, you're like, am I bumping into it? Am I bumping into it?
And I want to make an attack in this direction.
All right. Roll to hit with disadvantage.
That's going to be a miss because it's not above like a 14 or whatever didn't hit last time.
That is a whiff. Catch nothing but air.
All right. Then I will swing this direction.
All right.
It's another miss.
Whiff. Nothing but air.
I'm done.
What else you got?
That's it.
All right. Then that's back at the top with Ogilvy.
All right, I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then I'm just going to turn around and swing blindly to this spot right here if I didn't incur any attacks of opportunity.
You did not. Roll with disadvantage.
Lower one was a 14 for a 21.
Another whiff. You guys are really good at murdering air.
If only there's a way we can do this repeatedly in order to get some lift.
The gnome was onto something.
Mm-hmm. But that's my turn.
All right. Then we are back with our hag individual. Just because I like it. And Danvers, you feel another set of claws come scraping at your armor.
Okay.
They go glancing across the chest plate of your armor, dealing no damage. But your hag individual, if I could get on the right thing, reappears right there.
Okay. I want to use my heater shield. If I can find that, because it's been a while since I've used it. To do the bash. Yeah. So... it's an opposing strength check.
All right.
Nat 20.
Yeah, that
Nice.
succeeds.
Alright, so it is off balance, giving the next attack against them advantage.
All right, let's do. I should make like a little A or something for advantage against them.
I hope my attack doesn't count as advantage.
But they are looking in that realm now. What would be a good one? We'll go with that. We'll go with that for now. So that would trigger the mind spike.
Yes. So that is a wisdom save. And I remember this. They rolled a 5.
All right, that is a failure.
Oh, yeah. 16, 23. One off max. 23 psychic damage.
All
Nice.
right.
And I always know its location for the next hour.
Nice.
Well, luckily it's not going to be moving for the next hour or ever again. How would you like to do this?
Oh, cool.
His head explodes in confetti.
We're going the Kingsman ending.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how else to visualize that. Exploding head.
As you launch this spike of psychic energy towards it, you feel your magic take hold within its mind, and this pressure begins building up in your head and in its head as there's this link building. And as you release the pressure from your mind into it, its head just explodes into confetti, and Danvers gets covered in ground beef.
Sorry.
I smash it in the chest with my flail, just out of frustration.
As blood spurts from the stump that was once its head.
Yeah, just looking for that wet, squelching noise of hitting a real solid contact.
As
Alright.
As soon as that
my rage.
happens, I
You
would say as
first.
soon as that happens, I was just gonna shout because I can see with the eye. Bearfane may have found something in the house.
As soon as my rage ends and I go from being CGI Hulk to Mark Ruffalo, I'd like to say, I'll bet they actually didn't do anything to make that garden so fucking cool.
All right. Well, we will continue through initiative till we get to the little girl and get her squared away. So, Kaz, you are up.
So again, shouted that, and then 5, 10, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
All right. Then that rolls us into Bearfane if you got nothing.
Yep.
All right. Say a little prayer, cross myself, and I open the chest.
All right.
Open the
As you
lid.
remove the shackle and open the chest, you see that the bottom and interior of this chest is rather well padded and soundproofed, so if anybody were to come knocking, any noises would be muffled. As you look over the little girl, make a medicine check for me.
Pretty good at that. So it's a 13 plus 6, 19.
All right, checking her over, you make note that she is still breathing, she still has a pulse, but she seems to be under the influence of some kind of a sleep-esque potion as to keep her compliant.
Okay. I want to carefully cradle her and lift her up out of the chest and start taking her out of the hut.
All right, feel free to move half your movement wherever you see fit.
All right, so where was the chest? Down here somewhere?
She is, let me kick her visible for you now. There, right under the eye.
Okay. So I would have been standing next to the chest, grab her, 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'll just stop right before I get to the ladder
All right,
and yell
and
for
like the
someone
hero,
to help me get her down.
like the hero of this movie, Bearfane has rescued the little girl, while all of you did was distract the bad guy.
I mean, it's
Still
what I do
counts.
best.
I think
All
that's
Kaz got the big win with the kill, so
I mean,
But that-
I also got Shout Sword, which is fucking awesome.
all right, and then we will finish with Danvers and get out of initiative.
I ask if anyone. Oh my god, I don't even know. I'll start making my way over to the ladder to see if there's any way I can help Bearfane, and I'll also stop and ask Kaz. We're searching this place, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, excuse me, Mrs. Annabeth's mother.
She's not there with you.
She's not here. Did you think that lady was her mother?
Yeah. Nanny?
The worst nanny ever.
Easily enough between Bearfane, Kaz with his height, and Danvers, the three of you are able to get her down without much of an incident, but she is still remaining passed the fuck out.
Hey, when she wakes up, what's her first reaction gonna be? Is she gonna think we're all like, well, confetti over here?
I doubt it.
Should we start off by saying, look, Kaz is just a little off, but he's an alright guy?
Why is it all about me being off?
Maybe Kaz should return the little girl.
No, because then she's gonna be like, "What did you do to her?"
That's true.
Maybe instead we should have Kaz be like, oh, we found out that Kaz was really this bird in disguise, and I don't know, I'm out of ideas. I never really had one to
Or-
begin with.
I feel like when we
I
tell
could-
Eris that Kaz was the one who defeated the witch crone hag thing that abducted her daughter in the first place, that she'll probably be grateful, and less
And we
thinking
can
that
bring
Kaz
the
is some
clips.
sort of terrible cowman.
or we ran this wonderful superhero con with I am completely all about.
I know it's not listed in the conditions that can be ended by lesser restoration. So I don't know. I was thinking about casting that on her to try to revive her, make sure that she was actually going to be okay from the spell? Or if someone has dispel magic or something, if it was magic and or maybe something that would work against a potion, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I tell the guys that she seems to be in good health, other than the fact that she's been put under.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I don't have anything that can help her out, but maybe her being asleep while we ferry her through the forest is for the best.
You are welcome to try your restoration if you see fit or heed the group's statement.
I will concede to the general consensus of let's let her sleep until we get her to her mom.
Okay. Well, in that case, why don't we help you get her down, and then Kaz, why don't you and I go up there, turn the place inside out, and set it on fire like it deserves to be.
Wait, let's take the cabbage first.
Oh yes, take the cabbage.
Outside.
Both of them. They're quite large, impressively so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we hand the child down. I will retake her from two that helped, so that they can go take care of the nasty business.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to take my hand axe and I'm going to cut off one of the hands of the crone in order to have evidence that it wasn't just Kaz.
Just bring the whole body.
That's really heavy, and my foot kind of hurts. when I jumped off the ledge, and I came down on it, I was like, I kind of regret this a little bit, but I was too angry to care. But now I'm not so angry, and now I definitely care.
Alright, so as you guys go toss the place, make investigation checks for me.
Make investigation.
Yes.
I made investigation 23.
I got a 7.
I got a hand.
Alright, as you guys toss the place, more fingers, more toes, more body parts. You're starting to find organ meats that exist in there.
Would any of those fingers or anything be useful to somebody identifying lost people?
Probably not so much. It's probably people that she has acquired that were less than savory, or people were less than likely to be looking for.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to make a homebrew item for this probably to make it work, but what I want you guys to have acquired as you are digging through here is you come across 2 vials, and based off of the appearance of them, they look very much and smell very much like the potions of healing that you are so familiar with.
Okay.
So potion of healing question mark?
Yes.
I would like
Time
to since I did so bad at I was basically just flipping shit over because I'm kind of pissed, but also not really doing a good job. So what I would like to do is use another 1st level spell to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Because I specifically want to see if there's any kind of items or anything like that this thing had on its person in order to, or whatever, just any kind of magic items it might have had.
Okay. In casting Detect Magic, going through the house, going through its person, the only thing that pinged were those 2 potions.
Okay.
There are some herbs and various plant material that give off a very, very, very faint magical aura to them, as in they may, and in all likelihood, were used in the brewing of these potions of healing, question mark.
Yeah.
But without the right skills, they are not of much use to you guys
Okay.
inherently.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like, a staff of fireballs or something hidden under the floorboards that we could give to Kaz.
You want him to have fireballs now, I see.
I want Kaz to have as much exploding as he can get. Because I know that he likes to pick very useful spells, and I want him to have the benefit of exploding things too.
And I can't wait to deal with the consequences of that action.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be like, hey, everybody, don't run, because I'm going to explode it. And then I'm going to go, Ogilvy Jenkins.
Jenkins. If are we all set?
Yeah, we're ready to set this place ablaze, I think.
Burning hands.
Ogilvy, as you investigate the cabbages and where they are growing, you find out that there are actual stakes and walls driven into the ground around them.
Well, hot damn, that thing was murderous, but honest.
To an extent.
This is a very complicated character we just murdered, and I'm going to have to take and deal with this.
And this is where Ogilvy changes his life and becomes a farmer of cabbages.
Who doesn't murder people?
To be fair, I've never murdered somebody. I just attacked people who are also attacking me.
But
Sometimes
with
it
you
was
guys-
for sport, sometimes it was for war.
With the various fats, oils, and other things that exist within this hut, you guys are able to easily firebomb this place. Whether it be via burning hands, creating Molotov cocktails, whatever you see fit, you are able to make it go up like a rocket.
Oh no, it's going too fast, and I run out.
Question. Were you still thinking that was going to be made of the same wood as the boat?
I didn't know everything in there was flammable.
Well, they were rendering down the fat for various uses,
Yeah.
turning it into lard and oils, and
Makes sense.
they were turning
So-
people into stuff.
Yeah, there's speaking out of game for a second because I like Mike's explanation of how magic works better than Jimmy Crawford's. He actively tries to get the rules of magic to ignore the rules of physics. So if you cast fireball on anything that was like wood, it would immediately catch, even if it was treated to be like fire retardant. Whereas if you put fire directly on nitroglycerin, it could not ignite the blast. Based off of that, like the weave cannot interact with physics at all. Which is like it's intentionally to like nerf spellcasters, and I get it, but it's stupid.
Hey, sometimes being able to make something into a rocket ship is more entertaining than, oh, it couldn't affect this.
That's right.
It's real cool. That takes priority.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we have fun.
And that's
Unlike
why I let off with Mike is right.
Well, you guys
For
are...
anybody.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna make a stupid ass joke about a shop that we don't have selling Mike is right.
We need to do that. But you guys are able to easily make your way through the forest, following the paths back. As you clear this little grove of trees, you find that, the traveling is relatively easy. There are some fairly well-beaten paths. You make your way across that crossing in the river, find a game trail / walking path that leads through. As all of this traveling is going on over the next half hour, 45 minutes, this little girl is staying asleep. You come across this very kind of quaint farmhouse. It's, 1, 2, maybe 3 rooms, a small barn. It's more of a very simple, not rich, kind of independent farmer deal where they make enough to get by and a little bit extra, and that's really about it. As you all begin
Before we get too close, I motion to Kaz. I hold up the sleeping girl and offer for him to take her
Okay.
and be the one to present to the mother. All
Are
right.
we sure about this? Because
Are we also sure that this is the mother and not a warring crone? I just wanted to make sure we talked about it. We don't have to talk about it very long.
I mean, if you show up with the rest of us, I'm pretty sure she's less likely to think evil.
Yeah,
Perfect. Did you try to wake her up? Now that we're here?
No,
we
I
got
think
a
we
spell
could
for that, right?
probably explain to the mother that she's still under some sort of sleep spell, and it'll probably wear off in time.
Right. Okay.
All right, so Kaz is now carrying the little girl as you all approach. You hear some very upset voices coming from the inside. There's a male and a female voice, and they seem to be arguing about something. As you're getting closer, you can tell it's about, the little girl and, how they let her wander off and, how, so-and-so could be so irresponsible and back and forth and back and forth. And then finally, the mother comes out and she sees you all walking up, and then she catches a glimpse of Annaleth and comes running up, and she's screaming, Annaleth, Annaleth, running towards you all, seeing the little girl, seeing Kaz carrying her. She's just jubilant and so excited and goes, thank you so very much. I'm so grateful. I don't know what to do. She comes up, scoops the little girl out of Kaz's arms, and kind of gives him that weird hug deal where she's holding the child, but wants to show her gratitude and is going on. I can't thank you all enough. What's wrong with her? Why is she not awake?
Well, there's something called nighttime, and generally in nighttime people sleep.
my ass.
First off, no. Everything I said was true. It was just incorrect in this instance.
She
no,
just
we,
looks at Ogilvy and goes, "Oh, bless his heart."
Eris, we found Annie in the clutches, I guess, of some sort
Hold
of.
on. Let me go put her down, and then we will have this conversation.
It shouldn't be that hard. She's already asleep.
She goes inside, drops the little girl off. There's a short conversation, and then she comes back out. You can hear her tell the male individual to stay inside and keep an eye on her and make sure she's safe while she goes and talks to you all. And she comes back out.
We found Annie in the clutches of some sort of witch hag type thing. We believe that she's under some sort of sleep spell, or perhaps some sort of potion or concoction to cause her to sleep. She should rise on her own once the effects have worn off. I want to point out that our cowman friend here, he's actually a part of our group. I went with what he told you earlier because I didn't want to cause you more alarm. You were already distrusting of one of us. You didn't need to be as distrusting of the rest. But you actually have him to thank for us making it out of there with Annie, because he was the one who destroyed this crone.
And that's when I throw the hand on the ground. And I go, yeah, so I'm not really sure how he does it. He isn't really too talkative when he tells me how he does his cool shit, but I saw this giant spike that goes right through their head. And then the crone was like, ooh, this is kind of uncomfortable. Oh my god, this is really uncomfortable. Oh shit, this might kill me. And then its head exploded. And then it was dead.
Every time Ogilvy talks, it's just, bless his heart.
Look, you're not, first off, bless my heart, you're telling me that that's not cool as shit, because that is cool as shit.
It's very cool, actually, Ogilvy. Also, Eris, he's quite excitable, but it's supposed to be magic. He loves magic. We bought him a spell book, actually. I don't know if he's put any spells in there yet. But
I open it up and I show the drawing of me doing a chest laser.
Oh, he's got one.
And then I flip to the next page, and it's like slashing a sword, but the sword's over there.
She's just kind of doing that, your mother's friend with the toddler. Just, oh, that's wonderful, dear. You're so good.
That's so cool, buddy.
Oh, wait, I got a new one, and I just start drawing a little bit, and there's just me standing with a bunch of cabbage, and it's like, but the cabbage is really tough to walk around, except for me.
Just more of the same as she's listening to the rest of you and just humoring Ogilvy.
I'm just saying, I am quite magical.
As you finish up filling her in on the story and all of that, she's like, well, I know it's not much, but I'd like to give you what little we can as a token of appreciation. And she hands over a small coin pouch to Kaz and goes, this is all we have, but I hope it's enough.
Well,
I think it's funny that she hands it to Kaz because Kaz is taking that money.
so I definitely kind of look around, like with my eyes to the ground, and I sort of slowly pocket it.
I just shaking my head at him.
She just gives Kaz a big hug and, says, I can't thank you enough. If you ever need anything and you're in the area, if we can help, just come calling.
One of these days, Kaz told me he's going to tell me the trick of how compound interest works.
And if there's nothing else you would like to do, that is where we can end the evening.
Yeah, no, I think that's a pretty good stopping point.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, when you do look in that pouch, it was a pouch of 15 silver.
Okay.
So not like
It's
a
probably-
life
kept the boat.
savings.
Yeah,
Or
it's probably their life savings.
Well, 15 silver wasn't going to get them far.
9,
Hey,
6.
Kaz.
Give each of you 3 silver.
Okay.
All right. Specifically on this, do we still have the boat?
No,
Okay.
I gave it back. Like I thought she was just looking for her boat, so I lit it and let her find it.
I was about to say, it's like you can keep the money. We're taking the boat. This is now the SS
as I leave-
provisions.
As I leave, I want to shake Eris's hand, and as I'm doing that, I kind of palm her 5 gold.
Oh shit! You literally
as
just turned
you-
their entire life around.
As you try to give her the gold, she's giving you all big hugs as you're walking past. She goes, no, I can't take it. It's you've done more than enough. I can't take anything. You've brought my little girl back. That's more than enough for me.
As the coins hit the ground, man, we make more than that in 10 days.
And also, in this economy, having less money and more mouths to feed does not make a fruitful childhood.
Give them the cabbage then.
But this is my
I keep insisting. I keep putting it back in her hand. I insist that she take it.
At a certain point, the what's the words I'm looking for? The social awkwardness of the situation gets her to give in. She's kind of regarding you in reverence all right now, so to refuse any more what she feels would be insulting, and finally relents and takes the gold.
Oh, Danvers, your first acolytes.
Danvers and Bearfane just got a cult following.
That's why I keep telling everybody my name.
Oh, I thought it was
Bearfane is
because
the
your
high
character was
priest of
secretly a Black
Danvers.
Star.
But yeah, that's where we'll call it for the evening on you guys doing something good.
Well, the second half of this episode was brought to you by Oral Roberts College. Oral Roberts, ruining Ohio State's dreams since 2021.